definitely a big fan of the Rel Flex. Not gonna lie, the beautiful Rel in the 1-2 on red is pretty good. Pretty damn good.
Most popular pairing at Worlds for AD, it's Jarvan and it's Vi. Jarvan's banned, Vi's now taken away. When you go Nico,
whenever they take this, these guys take Rumble. I mean, Rumble's been like, what do I took a picture from gold.gg. I mean, you could probably even go on to it now even. You go on to it and you go to champions into World's main event. Obviously, we're just doing this just to make sure. You go in the top lane. You go into like the highest picks. I mean, here's Rumble, 70% win rate. You know, if we're doing any like basics like overview, like you can already tell like 4.0 KDA with 20 games. It's pretty damn good. Not gonna lie, it's pretty damn good. I'm surprised that dude I'm surprised Gnar is actually so high up. Interesting. Very interesting. Graves. Do I even remember that? I don't remember that. But yeah, clearly, as you can tell, you know, he's kind of being shown as the premier bully, and he's like winning in the early game, which is like very expected for a Rumble pick. It's a good blind, you know, yada yada yada. Good blind. You have Nico. It's also a good pick into Xayah because again, if you're just dropping Equalizer on Xayah, you know, what's she gonna do? She's just gonna press R and get out. Like, blows for Xayah.
Go to things like the Diego as well. Wei obviously really happy on the Poppy also, but it is obviously a lower damage option. And of course, that second champion locked into BLG, the Xayah. You guys
okay, so now they need an 80 jungle, and Vi's off the table. So there's like some options. Like some of the options are like playing a carry, which maybe makes more sense because when you think about like what is actually on the table, click on jungle picks, it's like this is like the main pick here that like offers a lot of CC as a like there's also Nocturne, and he's like okay into this, and in this game in general he's like okay. Like if they wanted to go that route, they take their AD. I mean, what are the ADs up? I mean, I know obviously like T1's playing like the Varus, they're playing Jhin, they're playing like all this kind of shit, right? And LPL teams have like a really big like hard on for Aphelios. Especially, you know, if you're playing the Xayah and she doesn't really have much going for her. So, and of course, like the Enchanters like being like an uprising. If you look at this, you'll see Kai'Sa as number 1. Obviously, people have finally realized that Kai'Sa's shit. And then with Xayah being banned, people are no longer picking Kai'Sa into, you know, Xayah. So thank God for this being gone. Great. The only like team that's like actually banning this champ now is when it was Gala playing. That was it. T1 like literally just like respect banned it, and that was it. As you can tell, there's a huge Callisto uprising. You know, this is basically off ruler, but in the end, it's just not like this pick will work in the sense that like you're just playing scaling in bot, but like if you're not playing scaling, it's not really the best still. And if you look at the rest of the picks, yeah, it's just like kind of like whatever picks. And they could kind of run that. I mean, if they really wanted Light to just be on a whatever pick, perfectly fine, because if you're playing Rumble, you're probably playing Ignite and not going to bot it. But digest. Let's just let it play out. They pick Syndra. Like I said, there's only 4 main mages. I guess they're choosing Syndra as their main. So it should be okay. I don't think we're. I really think Renata's like that spooky. Nautilus ban. So I mean, they banned Renata. I guess they were like feigning to like play hard into bot in this sense. And they have counter pick if they really wanted to use it, right? Like, cause like I mean, this guy already showed Rumble, so you have counter pick. Wukong. I mean, again, the only like carry jungler that's AD that actually provides CC. Blitzcrank. So yeah, they're clearly like just like looking to ban out on these 5 pick like counters, right? Aatrox. Now if I recall, let's see. How's our boy Aatrox doing? He's doing okay. I'm pretty sure he the guy who runs this website showed what it was this past week. Um, I think he lost the majority of his games, Aatrox. But the week prior, he won the majority of his games. I think he went like 6-1, and then he went 1-4.
And I think it's interesting, right? You know, the obvious thing
So
is
regardless,
for that top lane, but some of these
so they take this pick.
are just
You have these
really
champs.
focused on the
You need your support
supports. They
pick.
wanna have another
You're gonna have the
Denial as
blind.
kinda additional
You already banned 2 of these like champs, so technically, I guess you can run an enchanter and go that way.
but in this
You're picking Bel'Veth.
On that 5th pick support counter pick.
It's
This would be definitely an AD option.
Bel'Veth is alright.
Absolutely awesome. Famine is going to get locked in. The Bel'Veth for Weiwei.
I like it though when you've got lanes that you can kind of use to push
Last
in
one
and get big
is
advantages. When I look towards the bot lane, the Aphelios, you look like we're going to get the Lulu there as well. Doesn't scream to me
Milio.
that you're going to have push
Okay,
against
so you
Desire
pick
that can
Milio,
counter
you get
pick
on
with
Cinder
an
Stun.
opportunity to go for an enchanter support
Can't
for himself, and
really
that bot
get
side
out of
advantage
much
as well.
more.
So it kind of
And they're gonna
is
throw
little bit
a,
tough
what,
here.
Pardon?
If the Shy doesn't get control over that top side, I feel Bel'Veth won't be able to get these invades off, and she's going to start to fall behind.
And this is the first career
So they're going to take a route at the very end.
So first time bringing it out in a world semifinal. Crisp again, sticking with those enchanters, does go towards the Milio. Won't be able to, you know.
I mean, the thing is, if they feel like they're inclined to have to path towards top, then obviously, like, picking Rao is not ideal at all. But I'm gonna assume Zune is gonna path towards top to help out. And then, because like I said, I've seen the first roughly 10 minutes because I looked in to see how the Shy, how this whole Shy thing like, played through. I'll explain it all through here once again, and after that, it'll be all fresh stuff for me. So we'll go from there. Full screen, and let's do it. Alright. Starting the game. I mean, again, let's see. Can they do anything fancy level 1? I mean, obviously, Vi can make plays around mid. This guy wants to farm, right? So he wants to do 6 camps. This guy is fine doing 3 camps. It's not a big deal as long as he makes the play actually happen. You could do it top. If this guy gets pushed, he could do it mid. He has a stun setup. You could do it bot. Again, stun setup, and these guys might push. So, like, you know, these are like 2 of the best options. This is like 3rd option, but this is mostly just to clip this guy. Of course, always doing the aftermath of these kinds of plays leads like Vi to be in a downward state versus Bel'Veth, and Bel'Veth will then have control to kind of get some skirmishes out. So it has its own risk per se. The way this goes about, I mean, these guys know what Bel'Veth's strong level 1, strong level 1, strong level 1. Okay, when I say okay, just because like you don't really expect like Aatrox to really hit his shit, like all of his shit level 1 anyways. He's like not great. I mean, like if he had 2 Qs, sure, but like not great. Decent. So these guys, they're leaning on this side. They're most worried about this guy getting isolated. They don't want that to happen.
Yeah, Lolly Sports Stats actually tweeted out some kill maps where you can see where all their kills are.
For our call, they placed a
ward. Everything is bot lane. They are very clearly playing heavily towards this, and with the enchanter, they'll be able to. All right, so waiting on the minions to spawn. Remind.
Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna say is when you see a ward like this placed here, unless you're gonna go in and just get like a small ward here, or like a ward on the red, that's it. Like you're not really doing anything else because like you have no idea who's hovering here. Like you didn't have anyone really overwatching mid. They put a ward here just to see if they get like a counter ward, and obviously no one showed here. So naturally, your first forethought should be like, oh, we probably should not invade. Like, let's not do anything weird. But they do. So they invade. He places a ward here, places a ward here, he places a ward here. The Shy actually turns around to kind of like, oh, hey, you know, go for me, don't go for him. But obviously this results in him losing both sums, which is not ideal. So he's going to lose his sums. Okay. Not great. Like, obviously he lost both pots, all sums. Aatrox is full HP. Yeah, he used his flash for this play. And then, of course, both of these guys know that the junglers are going to start topside, right? Because, I mean, he showed, like, they have wards here. They don't have any wards on Bel'Veth, but like I said, he started top. Like, he's literally topside. Like, he's not going to, like, go to his bot side and go there. Now this is the most interesting thing that happens in the game, actually. So keep in mind, because Raul was involved in this play and this guy was not, um, he's in bot lane first, right? So naturally, like, they get a push, and of course they should get a push anyways. Unless like these guys were in the brush and they could actually chip out and get damaged that way, but unlikely they would, and they would get pushed anyways. But still, they have push, and it's like a zoning push, so they can build 3 waves super easily. And so what he's doing is, keep in mind, if Bel'Veth does their 3 camps first, which, yeah, it's a clean path, great, but here's the thing: if you do your 3 camps on top side, right? He does like these 3 camps on top side, all these. This guy's gonna be down here at the same time as you. So nothing really changes. Like, you don't really get anything for doing that. And also, actually, in fact, he'd probably be a little faster. And I say that because, when does he start this? If he starts his... Oh, yeah, right. Hey, because he's a little faster, keep in mind, because he hits 2 now, right? Sorry, I had to include this. So he already hit level 2. So naturally, he is going to be faster than Bel'Veth to get on bot side, no matter what. So if that's the case, and he's going to beat you first, and he's going to get first bot play after 6 camps, interrupt the situation. And that's what he does. And this is like why Weiwei made a really smart call, because he's going to do this. This guy gets zoned level 2, and then he eats a trade, and then he has the base. Okay? So watch this. So they have bot. Mid, yeah, like Syndra is in lane first as well. But naturally, Nico can kind of get it back, so it's like not the end of the world. And then you're going to see Bel'Veth come through. Vi is going to be here, and she's like, oh shit, okay, I'm getting invaded. Like, he didn't just like full clear down, they're actually invading. They failed to catch him here, right? They failed to catch him here. So now he can go onto the crab. Okay, so if he's going to be able to get this crab, then obviously you can deduce he's going to get this crab. Assuming the Rumble's okay top, right? And then Vi, like, she has like to make a choice on doing these 2 camps, right? And it kind of like don't necessarily want to leave bot, because then your rel is just going to get humped even longer. So technically you want to stay on bot side. But he's going to take this. And then what's happening topside is Ben is going for a trade, but he actually screws it up. It's in my YouTube video. You can watch it if you want to actually see what happens. But basically, just take it from me. Ben screws up the trade. Okay, so Ben screws up the trade. Now Rumble's like getting a little bit further in. And then Ben screws up another trade where he gets hit by this E slow in the first place. So, like, I don't know if they're going to show it or not. So he went for a QE here, but then he hit him with an E. So he was slowed, and he couldn't actually get the Q2. And since he couldn't get the Q2, this guy ends up just kiting him and then melting him. Like that. Now this is really bad. Now, why is this bad? Because guess what? So remember, the Vi did her Raptors early on. Like, she did Raptors first, instantly, with a smite. So this comes up quick. So now Belle's like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and take your Raptors camp. And Zune, like, he had to do the Grump and then actually switch over here to defend this if he can. Because it's pretty important. Like, if he loses his second Raptors, the Bel'Veth is on a clear path to just overtaking him, which would be really bad. But he stays to take the blue, and then I assume he fishes for a bot play. I don't remember if he does or not, to free up the Rel and the Xayah from this like situation where like Aphelios and Emilio are humping them. At the same time, Ben ate a shit trade, and since Bel'Veth is topside, you kind of just have to accept the situation and TP back. He didn't have a lot of, like, he had like 770 gold, can't really get longsword mantle, can't get pickaxe, kind of sucks. Now Belle gets this, so now she's gonna be ahead both in her getting faster to level 6, and then also getting to the, what's it called? The 20 mark. So she gets the enhanced smite to 900, which makes basically, if you have that over your opponent for Herald contest, for the most part, you should just get it. Which again, extremely important if you're playing Bel'Veth. Now the Vi is gonna show over this ward, so they know they're behind her, right? Again, he's just trying to break out his bot lane. These guys are just playing on the edge. Let's see. It's a good target. I'm trying to think if can he. I don't know if he has Q or not because they're not really showing what his CDs are. He can't really do anything about this situation. Seems hard. But regardless, you know, he does that gank. Again, the whole point is so he can free up his rel, free up his bot lane, get their reset. But they ate so much damage. Like, it's not even that great, right? Like, these guys are so low that, and I mean, he obviously has both his sums, and then he switches to blue gun. So now he can kind of just, like, counteract this. So the bot play is, like, not that great. Meanwhile, his top laner is actually, like, even after the whole situation, and the Bel'Veth is way ahead. So again, this is like another like I would say basically in what's happening top is Bin's doing a lot of like suboptimal trades, or like at least he's over forcing it to the point that's not really like working. Because look, he gets hit by the slow again. If you get hit by the slow, you're never gonna land the Q2 unless you hit the W, right? Like it's just not possible. And the first time the other time he did this, he couldn't land W anyways. So he goes for this and then hits a minion, and that's not the first time he hits a minion when doing this. And he just gets zoned, and he's going to eat shit again. But, you know, they get this kill bot, and it's on Rel, which is even worse, by the way. So that's really terrible. And now you see, notice this guy's ulting, full control of top. He's ahead. Bel'Veth is clearing down. She has her buy. Vi, you know, camp's like, it's like 28 CS, not ideal. They're building a bot wave. She's just chilling because she already finished everything, so she's ahead, has first initiative over Jun. He checks to see if anybody's home. Able to get another crab. And by the way, so now he has 3 crabs, right? 3 times crabs. Really, really rough. You know, look at this difference right here. This shit's coming up in 1 minute. It's not looking good. It's looking really bad. So Weiwei is like, okay, my bot wave is done. We're probably not going to be able to do much with it. I could force the dragon, technically. But is it really that beneficial to me when Herald's up in a minute? No. Like, I don't want to, like, drain myself doing Herald and then possibly ruin my, like, or drain myself doing dragon and ruin my Herald play. So he leaves. And this guy's like, okay, well, I'm going to take back this vision. But then, of course, you know, he's thinking, oh, shit. My Raptors camp, number 3. This shit's up. He's late. Okay, so he's late. And also keep in mind, this guy's level 6. He hit level 6 going through the mid wave, which he knows. So he's level 6, 6 versus 5, right? Again, not ideal. So now he's like, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and just check on my own and hope it's okay. Ideally, you know, he would have come through here and pulled the Syndra, and even though you sacked the mid wave, at least you might be able to fish him out. I doubt Aatrox can come because this seems a little hard. But this is what probably should have happened. Instead, you know, he just... Oh, he gets shoved out. Now this is like the worst situation. Because Bin has been struggling to make his trades, right? And now he does want to try to force something if he can. But he's isolated again. So Bin went from having a clear auto-win lane to the jungle situation now slowly peeling back on top of his trades, to the point that now the Shy is just going up and up and up, and he's going down and down, right? It's just getting worse and worse. So we project this into him getting the red buff, right? And of course, you know, Jun could try to go into topside still. You know, maybe like his Krugs are up, maybe he can hit level 6. But in his eyes, it's just like, well, unless I'm making a mid play, like, nothing's happening. You know? Now, this guy does have Sweeper, so there was no... He knows for sure there is no wards here. Like, this is open. Like, he could walk through here if he wants to. He could try to surprise play on bid. But would it work? No flash? Not sure. It's a little ballsy. So, if you're already conceding, like, Herald at this point against Bel'Veth, you're in deep shit. Like this is like extremely worrisome. But he's gonna take a dragon, you know, in return. His bot lanes can be perfectly fine, you know, because 80 has full sums, no issue. This guy takes this, and then you're gonna notice like Vi's like, okay, you know, I'm gonna try to get something back. I'm gonna take his Raptors. Emilio's gonna check just to see like, oh, okay, you know, he's on your camp, by the way. Maybe I'll mess with him a bit. Okay, I pushed him off. Meanwhile, you know, Rumble got like 2 plates without having to use Herald. He got the zone, Aatrox. Belvas is like, okay, my red buff is still up. Awesome. And this is pretty much where I got to in my video. At this point, I do not know what happens afterwards. So let's see. So the first thing to make note, so Belveth has 2 camps on bot side. His 80 is resetting second, so they're not going to have push. He could do his Krugs and then join the Melio and then retake bot side on the Nico's next push. But is she going to base for... Nope. Okay, so it seems like they don't want to look to contest this and try to retake this, which means they're accounting that, okay, our bot lane's going to live. If Vi like makes a play down here, our bot lane's going to live. And most likely the Vi will be doing just her camps because they know, like, okay, if she did Dragon, she did my Raptors, and then she's doing my red, she probably did not do her bot camps. So they know she's still on bot side for a little bit. I don't know what's happening top. I don't know if this wave is bouncing and, like, Rumble's letting it come in. Of course, you know, we have a nice ward there to see this. Yeah, so he's pulling the wave, and then maybe he's going to rebuild it, and they're going to hold top and just finish it. Not sure, but it kind of looks like what's happening. So matching top is definitely not ideal. Oof. Like, the main issue I have is... Yeah, it's definitely scary for Aatrox. You know, he's on an island. Kind of just have to accept it, though. Like, I mean, of course, you know, he also has to, like, match, you know, the Belveth as well. It's not like, you know, once you're clearing these camps and Belveth is here, like, you're just like, well, I'm just going to go down and get a trade play. Because, like, you know, if he comes up here, they could just zone Aatrox, and he just takes his Belveth bases, and then Belveth comes back bot, and maybe you lose 1 plate bot, but your top is completely doomed. And of course, you know, a more happy situation is being able to make a play mid with Syndra and actually get something going there. And that'll make, like, the ability for Belveth to just, like, run around harder. I don't know why he comes with him this way, though. Like, they know they have no vision here. And he's here. Yeah, Belveth could come around here, but honestly, it probably just makes no sense to just stay here. I guess if he stays here and then he tries to wrap down back here and then Belveth is here, then that's equally as bad. Or if he just stays here and then they just Herald. They can't... I don't think they can dive him. Actually, they definitely can. No, they definitely can. And he would die. He has a ward. I think that's the only way to fix this. I don't think there's any other way to fix this. Like, he has to ward. If Vi wants to stand here and be a little bit closer to the play, just to be able to, like, actually interact, and he wants to place a ward here, which... Will that... He actually would probably have to walk and ward the Rugs Rush, actually. Just on the off chance that, like, the pink is, like, here or something, like, it will, like, cancel it, so he actually has to put his ward here. Aatrox. And then that way Vi can be closer, and that's, like, the only way to react. Because, like, at this point, if you're here, I mean, yeah, like, you need to cover on possibly, like, being zoned, and that could be okay, but at the same time, keep in mind, you know, if this guy walks in solo and Aatrox is here, I mean, this guy has to run anyways. Like, he can't fight this guy 1v1. He'll just die. So, and Rumble will ulti, too. So if Vi ultis with this guy, like, on top, like, you're just gonna die. So that's not really a play. So yeah, he has to ward this. Aatrox must ward this brush here. And then this guy can stand a little bit closer. And then if they do make this play, then obviously Vi can kind of, like, counteract. You can counteract this way, whatever. Maybe this guy will just back off anyways. And then you cancel the Herald play, or they pop Herald anyways. A number of situations could happen, but the situation would basically arise to he lives. This way, you know, he kind of has to, like, deal with this. You know, and he does dodge W. He also definitely should just flash, by the way. I mean, I know he's trying to bait it out, but like just flash. Like the second they're on you, you dodge the Belveth W, which is quite good. The only thing is, keep in mind when he throws the Q out, like he is stuck in animation. Which I probably would attempt to avoid a little bit. It looks like he even tried targeting it. Can I get this slowed down enough? Oof. It's just a little bit later. So he was fishing for it, but then he popped his R and got... Oh, that was pretty sick, actually. That's pretty sick. I mean, Ben played it decent. Again, he probably just needs to flash sooner, like after he dodges the W. And then Weiwei probably ideally W's after this first Q. And then he probably just forces the Aatrox flash and then just bases with Herald and you're chilling. But the fact that this guy dies, like, oh man. Oh man, it's rough. So he bases because it's like, okay, this guy's here. We're not going to commit. You showed members up here. Did they see Rel? Whew, good. If Rel showed, it'd be way worse. That's for sure. So they don't know that Rel's above them. He's playing a little bit scared. This guy's stepping up. You know, Milio's here. Gives a W. Fine. No problem. Belveth is here again. Huh. What on earth? Because I'm trying to look at here. Like, the natural, like, progression here is, like, you know, he does the Raptors. Like, you don't really care about what's happening. You don't even care about the crab. Like, who gives a shit about this crab? I don't. I don't care about this crab. Like, if I wants it, she can have it. Enjoy. I would take my Raptors. I would take my Krugs. Take bot river control. Like, my Rumble's cooking. He is fine. If they want to make a play top, you know, like, yeah, I guess technically they could. But, you know, again, he needs to permanently match the Belveth. Like, she has Herald. Said they just, like, I don't know why, but, like, he just wants the crab. He just wants it. So someone said that the crab saves Weiwei in this situation. I forgot who. Vi ulti, stun, defensive, and he doesn't flash, by the way, because if he flashes, he's dead, right? Like, the Nico doesn't, like, use the flash to, like, to hit everyone here. And this guy doesn't have Rumble R anyways, so... What? That's so funny. That's so funny. Oh my god, it is so funny. What? How? Oh my god. Also, what's up, Diggins? But wow, that is extremely unfortunate because that is just like, why would Weiwei want to like go into that anyways? Oh my god. I did see this clip, by the way. Ooh. Oh. Rough. Fucking hell, that's rough. Literally, is so rough. An inting play by Weiwei turns into the shy outplaying the shit out of you and just burning your lives away. And just, I mean, now the Rumble's 3-0. Fuck, he is 3-0. Oh no. The mid lost so much too. Not like CS wise, but like they lost so much health on the mid turret. At this point, like they could just do a simple shift with like Rumble, throw Equalizer down, you'll get it. It looks like he is okay, so he is solo killing the Aatrox now, and the Aatrox teched into Hex and Mercs, which sure, but like this guy is never doing anything to these champs, that's for sure. So he double teched into this to deal with this, and then he's still dying. Woo. I don't know. This is looking really, really bad. Really bad. So yeah, they get the dragon. That was extremely obvious, right? Of course they're gonna get the dragon. I'm probably gonna let this go at 2 times now because if these guys can play this well, they'll win, right? I mean, they definitely should win. The fact that like On is the one who has like the gold difference is pretty funny. So they get another Herald. They don't bother contesting because they feel too weak, which they are. This guy apparently just cooks the shit out of Rel. So he knows he can't stay bot. It's extremely common, obviously, if you're a top laner, that if you can't, like, you know, lane while you're doing a side trade, you just take the camps. I guess he just finds Rel just, like, here, because he has so much damage. Yeah, he cooked him. And then, of course, these guys, they got their mid push. They shifted the top side. And then they get a pick on Bin, who's extending too far, or at least didn't read the fact that they were shifting upwards, so they get another pick. They get a slam. They have mid turret, top turret down. Bot turret is just left. Dragon's like 3 minutes, so I mean, like, as long as no one's like actively inting, it's fine. That was obviously not as ideal, especially because he has Nico TP on. The only thing is, do they know where everyone else is? So Xayah showed here. Did they see Rel? They see Rel. And Bin is dead. Bin is up now. Okay, so if they do create a, you know, like a Nico TP bot situation, then obviously Aatrox will TP as well. And you're going to just, I mean, I hope you can get kills. Because it is definitely like a turnaround option, right? Like, if both of them die, this guy TPs. Not ideal. He does not have flash. So, in the end, we'll just blame the Shy for doing this, because, you know, if we look at everyone else, this guy kind of wants the base. You know, his Aphelios, like, he's, like, eyeing to base. He just has, like, Gale Force. So he's probably going to do one more wave and then base. Otherwise, he would have based earlier. And then that means, like, you know, nothing's going to happen up here. So you don't really want to be in a position where, like, you're doing something yet. Like, you're fine defensively waiting, as this guy's also just clearing camps. There's not really, like, a huge benefit towards this play either, right? And if Vi's not, like, when's the last time Vi showed? She showed bot. And then dipped. Yeah. He had more than enough information to know what the hell was going on. And of course, you know, if you're the guy who's 5-0, don't do that, right? Like, if you're 5-0, you have, like, huge bounty, you're, like, you yourself are an objective for the enemy team. Don't do it. I mean, Syndra picking up that kill is amazing. I mean, like, if I picked it up, terrible, right? But because it was Syndra, cool. You know, maybe she can get a little further ahead and be able to slam someone and be chilling. Wow. So they have their second Herald. He needs to do... He still has his Raptors. He can easily go through mid. He doesn't even need to rush through bot. They can go through mid, no problem. Bel'Veth can kind of eat any Vi engage. What are their items? Rumble is probably... Is he fine on his own? Probably. I mean, like... Vi is showing here on the Raptors, and then she shows going up. So at this point, there's, like, no way. I don't think there's a way for Vi to actually... Yeah, no way. There's no way Vi could be down here. The only person who could be down here is Rel, but Rel showed mid. And you have a ward there. So at this point, there's no way she can get here in time, and you have a ward here. Let Rumble hit solo. He's fine. Be Bel'Veth. Contest this, especially if your Nico's going to go through mid as well. This way, you'll halt them from doing anything. They're locked here. And it doesn't have to be as big of a shift. Like, you can actually push into the jungle more easily than going through the bot lane. And that would be the better overarching play, because they have to kind of fight a little bit through this shit. Like, now, like, these guys have to fight through this versus this already being done, and then you're just walking out, right? So So he rushes through. Like, he just bolts at him. Gets the flash. Okay. I mean, if I'm BLG, like, yeah, you're still kind of actively just avoiding these situations. Like, he went pretty hard for this, because, I mean, yeah, he went pretty hard for that. And as long as you're, like, getting a little bit something back... Dude, come on, man. Are you serious? Come on. Come on! Who cares about holding the wave? Why would you kill yourself? Come on. Please. And of course, you know, they have Herald. Again, you gotta like match it as Vi, so I don't like what Vi's doing. I guess it's like pretty brazen to be like, maybe they won't get much. No, they're really strong. They'll just dive and get like another hit and probably the turret. So it won't be that ideal. But again, because like they get pulled, then naturally they're already having this, so they're gonna swing over, and then they're gonna hit the mid turret. It's just like, you know, a seesaw effect. And yeah, they're progressing pretty well. That's all I can really say. They're progressing pretty well. Just maybe like 1 or 2 changes, but outside of that, Weibo is doing a pretty good job. So the map is cleared. Obviously, you know, they're gonna go play for Dragon. You know, it's only second Dragon, so as you see, BLG's like, nope, not risking that. No way. They need to get wards on Baron, just in case, because of course the enemy team can easily do it. They have a lot of sneak plays as well. You have to keep warding around mid, just on off chance of them dropping like CDs. Like, there's a world where like Aphelios can use his sniper R, hit someone with Rumble R, and you're screwed. Like, this is a rare game where I would say like you could actually run like green purple and just do like the standard guns. Like, you probably can get away with just doing standard guns, because this is really good this game. Because this guy is so fed. He's so fed, you get someone low enough, he gets a reset, you win. That's it. Nothing really to it. If he's running things like red, blue, for whatever reason, I do not give a shit about that. Like, it's actually not that, like, does not really matter, because he's just a secondary champ in this game. Like, yeah, you can definitely add a good damage, right? It's just, if you want to play a pick style, you can definitely do that for how fed your Rumble is. So one thing I don't like, let's go back to, so he just took Dragon, right? His bot camps are not up yet. His red's coming up. They get some farm, his bot camps. Okay, it's not that bad. I thought his bot camps were up sooner, so it looks a little weird. If they're not going to contest this, ideally, you know, yeah, they might make like a Hail Mary play up there or something like that. His camps are still not up. They've been gone for a long time. It's still fine, I guess. Like, at this point, he's just going to play for the crab. People are going to play for the resets. Are they... Oh? I'm really curious to see how this turns out, because I was about to say... Nothing. Okay, so I was not too sure if they were going to be able to do this in the first place. If you notice, this guy has 1 ward, and so like the only thing they were able to accomplish was getting like vision down here, right? So he's going to come back. Ideally, you get vision around here, because that's like your kill zone, right? Like, that's where you have this guy and this guy. And all you have to do is, all you have to do is just get someone low, and you're fine, right? Like, that's all you have to do. And this Bel'Veth doesn't have anything to do until doing crab, which is, again, fine. At this rate, this is where you make a decision on, do I just have the Bel'Veth clear out camps, and, like, they'll retake the vision, whatever, or can we actually play for something here? So he has 4 wards, so, like, this is where they do push in a little bit to get some vision. and they'll test. These guys do have to walk in.
We'll see if Weibo are gonna stick on it. All right, but you've got to hope that something goes bad here, and Weibo starting up.
In theory, they actually could just go and he could just do his camps, and they can still just chill out. He could just play for his second item at this point. It's a little early. It's a little early.
We'll see if Weibo are gonna stick on it.
And then Nico was what? The Nico pushed out this. This Aatrox is coming back. If they really wanted to, the Nico, and assuming the Vi showed... Vi hasn't showed yet. Does she have a pink? She has a pink. I don't know if that's Nico's pink. Is that Nico's pink? Okay, so this is Nico's pink here. So what I'm looking for is there a way that Nico just stays on bot? Does another wave? So I'm looking at this upcoming one. So he takes out this pink, and then she has one more. So if she wants, she actually could ward. She could, like, pink this even. Something like this. Doesn't really matter what it is. Just pink this or something like that. Play for one more wave. And then Bel'Veth can actually do some camps, and you buy yourself, like, time to go, like, upwards again. And then you can even just get, like, some brief vision. Like, to spend, like, 2 wars, something. Don't do anything too crazy. And this way, Bel'Veth can, like... You can actually see what they're gonna do. Because if this guy pulls off, and they actually start going in, then yeah, like, you can contest, right? They kind of, like, jump the gun. They just start burning this to try to pull them even sooner. And yeah, you hit Xayah, but the end result is... not much. So if she stayed bot with a pink here, took the wave in front of Aatrox, obviously they don't know if Bel'Veth is hovering anyone, and they got another mid push. And yeah, he probably does need to move to place the ward down. And then the pink comes down, and then of course, you know, they could just like play to clear the pink. And then like Nico would actually have like the option again to do another wave or to move. And she has TP, so like if Aatrox moves, then you can even push another wave, right? And if they see Aatrox move here, and then they have all these people looking to like clean this up, now she's pushing into this, and you can easily retake as this team. It's not that hard. Like, they're gonna what? Try to like engage. You have still have probably 2-3 wards left. And it's not like they could just do the Baron. Like, it would be really, really... I mean, it's like game ending for them to do the Baron. So, like, it's not like they can do the Baron. And it's like one way to manipulate the map. This way, and I'm not trying to like talk about this so much to just say like what they did is necessarily wrong, because in the end, you know, they're still dictating the pacing of the game. Like, they're still like forcing these guys to come in. Can he get away with that? On would definitely die. I was just curious if On could somehow land a Q, and then Syndra's Sun comes down, and it actually might chip them out. But by then, like, it would unravel. And even here, if he lands this E and you throw Rumble ulti down, I don't know if he's in range. I think he is. This guy will just lose all of his HP. Like, this guy's just done. And that's, like, kind of what you want to do. Again, you just want to be able to chunk one person out really well, and then you can kind of just advance. So maybe this actually would have been fine anyways, looking back at it. But the other way, like, that's how you would manipulate the map using, like, your side pressure. And the fact that the enemy team has to make a choice no matter what, that is losing. They're in a lose-lose situation. What the fuck, man? This is, like, literally the best situation BLG could ask for. They somehow, like, they're not doing Baron. It's still delayed. You can just play for a dragon fight, which is, like, not, like, the end of the world if you have to give it up again. And yet he just... Why is he here? Why is he here? Why is he fucking with this guy? This guy has no armor. Dude, you have negative armor. This guy will just blow you up. Oh, because he's just like, how do you get surprised by that? Why is he even there? What has Bin doing? What has Bin doing? And then why is it making Jun like do this shit here? Oh my god, and that's how they get Baron? It's kind of sad. So they got Baron through BLG literally making a blunder. You gotta love it. Gotta love it, man. That's the game. This shit's over. It was already over, but this shit is really over now. That's crazy, though. All this stemmed from the first 10 minutes of the decisions by Jun and then decisions by Bin. That was it. Whew. Now, of course, like I said, I did see the first 10 minutes of this game, so it was a little bit easier for me to kind of like smoothly talk about it. Not sure about the rest. What the fuck? Amazing. Come on, guys. Finish this game. I'm sure nothing interesting will really happen at this point. That's annoying. It's pretty annoying. You definitely do not like it when your support is the one actively facing. I mean, it's good on Vi to actually identify that, you know, this play's like real. Like, oh shit, you know, we take whatever we can get. It's in front of us. Like, don't hesitate. Like, it's like the situations where you're behind. Don't hesitate. Just can't afford to do it. Like, you just whatever is like given to you, even if it's like a possible bait. Sometimes you're down too much. Take it. You have to take risks. See, like, you have stuff like this where this guy thinks he's like playing smart. The thing is, if they, oof, did Syndra get there in time? Not really. It's also annoying that he did not go for the... I'm pretty sure he can get this off if he times it well enough. And there might be a chance to kill Zhao. So, as you can tell, Weibo is like kind of fucking around a little bit. He definitely fucked around a little bit in this game for having a lead. I mean, that's it. I mean, that's literally the first game. That's huh. Alright, so here we go. I haven't really watched the rest of this shit.
Key picks are still available. That's gonna get banned, but
so what we get? So they banned Rumble right away. This is gone. They banned Bel'Veth, which was not an issue. It was more so just how things played out was an issue. Orianna, I mean, this champ is murdering everyone. Nico, so you know, at this point we're rising the Azir and Syndra priority right. This guy play Yagao. I mean, he plays a few wacky shit. It's not like neither of them are not really the... Let's see. Nope. No Kali. One Silas game and he lost. Makes sense. I definitely remember the Jace game being like, okay. And then, what about you? Nope. Won a Kali game, lost Silas. Same thing. So Talia priority probably goes up as well. Like, both these guys' champ pools are like, and same with Faker. Like, all these, like, these mints just have... The only people who were, like, really playing the other shit was, like, Chovy, Scout, Knight, right? These are, like, where the other players who were really playing this shit. These guys, not so much. So I'm curious, do they have, like, an elevated, like, mid, like, priority now? Because of these two bans? Or no? Jarvan, permaban. Dude, if I'm right on my Jarvan bans, I'm gonna be super happy, but we'll see. Renata ban. Again, Kliss has done pretty well.
BLG both available.
Let's see.
Big difference for me that I'm noticing with that Renata ban last time around when it was Weibo on blue side. BLG was confident Renata wouldn't come out until the second half of the draft. This time around, they want to ban early.
Jax. I mean, it has been.
This is pretty
Sure.
at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's
It
absolutely
has been.
the pick. He has looked so
That is definitely just like a try me kind of pick.
damn good at the World Championship. A 10
What do they do about it?
on this pick from at the moment, but I think it kind of then says, all right, are we just going to go towards Zaya here for Light? Do we high prioritize still the Atheros,
Okay.
which I think Light was pretty happy to just take in that ball.
It's not bad because, you know, keep in mind, like, if you're picking Maokai, then you can take the Renekton, right? The Renekton, you still have Jace on the side, which is, like, if you're pinching mid, like, it's kind of nice for him. So let's see.
4-5 to that support counter pick now because, you know, the Jax is going top side.
Might just be getting
Caitlyn. Okay. I mean, you can play Renekton weak side into it. It's just... Okay.
Wow, okay.
We got a Caitlyn already.
Caitlyn. They could even go Jace on 3, and this almost feels like a throwback.
What are they gonna do?
And they pushed all the hyper pushing lanes. We started getting Jace, we started getting Caitlyn, we started getting all the pressure, you know, that year towards his pushing towers, really being able to dominate. I'm gonna be so curious to see what they're gonna do with this.
Varus.
Ori has played Caitlyn. They did play Caitlyn Lux, and I want to say they played Caitlyn Heimer game as well. I think it was also played with that.
So, I mean, as we all know, like, the champs that people used to play in the Caitlyn, Jhin, Ashe, Varus, like, these are, like, the 3 champs for the most part. Obviously, we saw Kuma do this, right? And he's done this. I don't think we saw this at all. It's only been in support.
Heimer, so really interesting to see where Light does go, because they are red sides, they are going to support counter pick, they go for it later.
All right, but Varus locked in. One we haven't seen a whole lot of so far throughout this tournament. Pretty low presence.
Okay.
But Varus, Ash, if you think you're
Really? Okay, so... I guess. I mean, like, obviously, it's a very... You know, it's a weak side Jax game, it looks like. Which can be really beneficial to Bin, right? Like, because he plays it so well. Problem with picking these 2 champs, even though it's here to counteract, like, you know, possible, like, Lux or whatever. This guy's ulti's really good. Like, this ulti's, like, really good. Like, who the hell blocks right now? No one. They need a fat boy. Like, they need, like, Sejuani. Or something. To, like, block this. Because if no one can eat Mauar, it's not going to be pretty.
Bully style. You bring out the Varus, Ash, and you fight fire. I think this is such a sick thing. Obviously, CT1 in front of them area, taking that Ash to the bot side, but Ash is so good after taking it. With W cause a major issue, and then you get this Varus, which is going to be an absolute menace, especially if you consider that Weibo more likely going to go for the Jace. Focus on range. Oh, you can answer a lot of that as well if you need to rest the drop.
So now we find out it's going to be Lux, it's going to be the Heimer, the Lux will get
Okay.
Lux against this Varus Ash. This is drawing
All right. Keep in mind, again, also, if you hit Mauar, like, this shit, like, comes over to you, like, tangles you up. You have this guy. This guy and this guy. Both their ultis. That's a very simple comp to just, like, toss shit if someone gets hit, and they're out. So...
Somebody's probably going to die on either side. It will be an absolute bloodbath down there.
What do they need to ban at this point? I mean, like I said, they just need to ban, like, frontliners for jungle. Whatever, like, most ideal frontliners they can think of, I'd ban it. Wukong actually probably... I mean, the only thing is, like, playing Wukong with these champs is, like... It's, like, okay. I mean, technically he can block. It's not a tank or anything, but... I can see it, Raul. Sure. Great pick for them. Good ban. Sure. You know, technically, instead of picking Ashe, they could have picked Raul too and flexed it. And then they would ban what? Maybe they get rid of the Ashe. What else would they get rid of? What other picks could they pick with this shit? It's ballsy, but you can pick this if you're playing in the bot side with Jack's weak side. I mean, you can technically pick that. It's like not the most ideal. There's like there's a few options, or not the most ideal, but you can do them.
Chances are you're probably going to be able to get a kill if it is against one of these squishier mid laners.
Well, we have the Jace banned away, like you were potentially talking about there. The Rel banned out. You already have some potential opportunities with the ultimate Varus and
Seju. Okay, so they banned the Seju. Like I said, that is like the first thing I thought of, because if you're just like looking for ideal frontline, because Wukong's not really ideal frontline. He's just like, I'll play make. I can block with my W. It's pretty high risk. Like, you definitely prefer something low risk. So These were the two most obvious bans, I guess, in the end. They banned Jace, again, makes sense. Are they gonna ban Renekton? Cassante? Cassante blocks Jax. Does really fuck all against these champs, though. It's bad. I wonder if they forgot about that. So, because like, so they wanted to pick this no matter what, right? So I guess they don't really have anything else they play with this champ. Keep in mind the mid pool is like torched, so this is a priority pick, and they could have taken that here too. Again, you know, taking Rel here would be really nice because you can flex it still a little bit. Even if like they take support and it's like, well, is it really a flex? It still helps you kind of buy time to decide what the hell you do. You could also just take an Azir, but again, it still doesn't really solve the issue of this. And then that's why the Rel pick's pretty nice because at least you get that kind of thing. And then, you know, there's the other case of like Rel has W, so when the Mao fucking R comes in, she just tosses over. So if she gets hit here, she's still going out. Pretty nice. They get an Azir, really nice. Obviously, they're gonna play an AD top, which is probably Renekton.
And that's why on the opposite side for BLG,
What do they take?
some sort of like
Their pick is Syndra and Talia at this
follow-up
point.
team fights.
And it is not a Talia game.
And I think Wukong could actually be right here. I think we've seen a little bit more starting to come
Silas. Okay, so he has like one off Silas game. So he's going to play a Silas game. Ults are decent. Ults are decent.
But the opportunity to
But you don't have a Sejuani with this. You don't have a Rel with this. So you're taking Poppy.
the clone.
He's not picking Vi again, is he? Like, I guess you can to like keep the game going and accelerate, but she's like not
The Maokai ultimate
the
is super valuable.
best pick.
It's actually going to be the Silas as well in the mid lane, so sticking to that, hey, we can play for sides, but we've also got a ton of damage if that ultimate lands from the Ashe.
And
Okay.
being able to steal away that Maokai ult, that is one of those key ultimates that people
What
really
is
do
Vi's
like
stats
to
in
Silas
this
into.
shit?
He throws out the Maokai ultimate, you throw out yours, you answer fire with fire. The Aatrox here, we'll see if the Shy is going to lock it in.
33% win rate. Oh my god. Look, Vi can fit in certain comps, but she's not a pseudo tank. She's not a pseudo tank like Alistar or Braum. She's not. She serves like one really main purpose. So this is like a really ballsy like we have to do shit early. Like we really must do shit early, or their comp is just infinitely easier to play. I'm gonna play out my R. I'm gonna throw my R's. I'm going to peel this guy, this guy, this guy. You know. Aatrox. I mean, Aatrox is good into these three picks. So he chose Aatrox over Renekton. Sure. I mean, again, I kind of prefer the other. It's a little bit more easier to play out IMO, but okay. And now both bots have like they have to both go bot, so it's gonna be an isolated top matchup. And you just hope that's like the best thing you got. Let's just see how it goes. Let's see. Okay, so level 1 wise, can they do anything? Their bot lane's very strong. Vi's very useless. They're gonna play for bot. Okay, so they're playing for bot rush first, which is perfectly fine. These guys also know they probably lose level 1 unless they threw Lux E in, which is fair. He can mess with them level 1. Like, just like, kind of see what's up. He also could technically, can't really walk in, can he? He'll hit a Q. He probably can. But it's a little risky. If he does screw with this guy, though, really good for the Vi. If that's actually ever possible. Of course, he does want to start in lane and get the best advantage he can, but if he can screw up the enemy jungle, that's better for the game as a whole, right? I wonder if there's a sneak they could have done with Silas. Not really.
Dodge out from your opponent.
Well, there's another. Okay, so there's another theory that they could do with all this. One of them is you could position Ashe here. She can toss a W if she hits. Man, the only thing is if she hits nothing, Silas can go over. But of course, if he sees the animation, then it's like not ideal. So like the animation kind of has to be like this way or so. So this guy does not see. I'm just trying to imagine a world where like she can actually, you can do a cheese on top side to catch someone out. Because if you throw Silas like through on his own, obviously there's always an off chance that they're stacking there and then he's just dead. What did they do in the first game? Hold on, 1 second. Oh, I remember they did the late invade shit. That was right. Maybe. Maybe. I would put Varus bot lane to get a ward no matter what. And then the Ashe can base. Yeah, okay, you could do it. It's like you can mess with this guy. This guy. Sorry, Ashe. Silas by Jax on top side and keep this guy on bot side. And let him maybe get an individual ward. Of course, typically the AD is hovering this side, and then he wants to get a ward for possible like ganks, right? Versus like the support using it, so they don't have to leave the brush and like not give up as much like space in a way. But that could work, and you might be able to fish for something. It's just like, you know, it's just nice when you have these champs, Ashe, Varus, and you can get something off that. Regardless, let's stop. We'll let it play out.
Game number 2. Number 1 was really, really good for BLG back in level 1, but it was Weiwei quickly took over the map. It was Weiwei who was constantly outpacing his opponent in the shine, who bounced back with grace and style after falling.
So these guys lost a ward.
What
is...
is...
Okay, so they got a ward on blue, but the thing is, like, if they're doing that, then that must mean they're accepting that, or they're saying like, okay, we're definitely gonna get the bot push because we already cleared this ward. So we're gonna build the bot wave or get this push, and then our Vi is gonna invade. So the Vi is starting bot side, and then notice that Weiwei is taking his camp now. So he did his Raptors, and he's going to blue like, okay, not giving you the option. The only way Vi could do anything at this point is if she invaded the Gromp, but it'd be a little slow. And 2, she would have used her smite, so it's like there's no point. So now all we're gonna get is Vi clearing up. No way. Ooh, Jun, you're kind of inting. Can he eat that?
Stories also being told on the top side. It's huge side lane push on both ends of the rift for BLG. So Shun goes to being told on the top side. It's huge side lane push on both ends of the rift for BLG. So Shun goes.
No, he definitely cannot eat that. Either he's checking to see when this guy's E drops, and if it hasn't dropped yet, he has to flash. Because obviously if he gets connected with this, then this connects, and then he loses like all of his HP. So then he has like this much left. And then Azir just kind of has to TP back, always. In this case, he actually does not, like Azir does not have to TP back. And that saves him. And it looks like Bin was successful on getting push, which, I mean, should almost always happen anyways because Aatrox level 1. Unless the enemy ints or horribly miss spaces, doesn't really do much. Cheats 4th wave. He's gonna... Yep. So we see this a lot. A lot of, like, Jaxes, they do 3 waves. And then they proxy 4. And then they base. It's like very, very, very common to see up here. And since Jun is not really going to be able to contest anything here at this point, because this guy's conditions are too low. I mean, yeah, he could stay, like, drink a pot.
already used the shifting side stance to get away initially.
It's like he would have to play on the red, and that in itself has some risk to it. So he's just gonna leave. Now Weiwei, let's see what Weiwei does, because Weiwei, you know, naturally he would have to do his red and his Krugs, but he skips it to sit on bot side to relieve bot. So they have no vision here. So of course, you know, Vi could be on here technically, and they would have no idea, and he would just lose his red straight up. But he's looking at this and he's saying, if I lose my red, that sucks, but your champ gets outscaled by mine, it'll be less useful than mine. And if I'm able to affect bot lane and flip this around with mouse saplings being planted, we have better controlling champs, you guys are not going to be able to play the game. So I'm going to assume that's how his mind is working. And that's pretty impressive. It is, because, you know, a lot of guys are just autopilot going to the top side, right?
That big opportunity to really get things swinging down here. Let's see if Weiwei gets it done. The signature.
Now notice this. Okay, so typically you would not walk up at this point. Like, you would actually be like standing around here and kind of just accepting like, oh, this is like, we're gonna get hit again. He goes in, he walks in to invite this, so he pulls up a little bit more, and this buys him time. So like his mind is focused on this versus like any possible thing like this. So now he's like, oh shit, okay, and now they're like scrambling. Can they get something? No. Okay. So they tried the bait. I assumed it might have gone better because he has the wraparound right, but of course he has cleanse, and this guy's playing a little bit far right as well. Caitlyn hits him. I mean, Chris just eats too much shit though. That's the only problem. Ooh, actually, it might not be doable. Like, I know, like, the idea of this play is good. I know that for sure. The idea of this play is definitely good because your bot lane has to get relieved. They must. He has Flash. Does he have Q? Or does he have, like, EW? Ooh. Yeah, okay, he has EW. Okay, so he does not have... He does not have binding yet. I mean, it makes sense that he started W so they could actually negate some of the damage and stay in the lane more. He throws the W. Oh, you know what? Okay, I see how he fucked up. So, ideally, even though if like you can get a trade outward, it's better for Lux to hold the E. Because if Lux holds the E, it's a slow still, right? So if you have a slow, when this guy does this, you know, maybe he would never do this if Lux had E anyways, right? Who knows? I don't know. They also know that W's down. So there's no W. Maybe E is down. So that's also why they're pressing. If he kept E, regardless of how this went, at least you might slow someone and turn it into something else. Obviously, this is the person you're trying to kill, not this guy, but this guy. Unless you believe you can hit level 3 and get binding, or like you can set up a trap when this guy goes in, but it might be a little hard. He doesn't have red buff. So he has nothing, and so he eats shit, and so he has to run, and then he heals to get out of this. This guy now has to back up because it's like, okay, well, I can't like just like contest this as is. Can he? I mean, if he turns around, he's gonna eat another auto, This guy will throw E. No. It's a little dicey. And obviously, you know, he was looking for this target again because of cleanse. So then he just takes this, takes the free cleanse, and then that's it. Vi doesn't get anything in return. Definitely on this guy. For sure. Maybe they could have gone to Flash. If they get a kill, I'm not 100% sure. And so, because these guys survived this situation and Maokai gave up his red, or not necessarily gave up, like he wasn't able to like do it in a clean way, really bad for WBG. I mean, cool. I mean, Bin doing Bin things, right? But it's a 1-for-1. Woo, they're eating good. They're eating good. And then naturally you see Jun came back topside. He's like, okay, well, since you did that bot lane, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get some free camps. Obviously that sucks for Weiwei. Weiwei also is up here to get his Raptors. I wonder... He also kind of has to help top at this point because this guy... Actually, he has Flash. But the Shy could get forced out. So he covers it. So he just ensures, like, okay, you're not going to get isolated top. You're not going to get fucked over. So be it. Plays out. Kind of awkward trading. Like, ideally, he doesn't do this. Like,
easy, but maybe aggressive in this lane.
All right, we got both junglers coming into the top lane now. And the Shy's gonna get hit with the vault breaker, continuing to fall back.
It's a little dicey. Probably would not have done that for him. Little dicey. So now Ben's kind of eating shit. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, fucking big, man. Well played. Well played. That's so well played. Okay, so again, Xiaohu saved, like, used his flash, saved his conditions, TP's back. This guy already TP'd back. He gets a really fat buy, the best buy he could possibly get, Lost Chapter. This guy's basing to match now, so he can get a little bit more items. This is a really terrible timing.
They played it out incredibly well. He just
try and protect his top side. Flash stun from Weiwei sets up
really terrible timing.
with the Shy, especially with Bin being a level down further. I was gonna say
Silas is also just down a whole bunch of CS while trying to make these trade timers. So Yagao's doing a pretty shit job. This is really bad timing. Because this guy's basing now, right? This is going to give him the freedom to move up. And of course, he could probably get it anyways based on the item difference. But since Silas stayed, and with how, like, the TP was used and everything, he can move. And since they also failed this play up here, this situation, even though the Shy was, like, semi-inting, now Ben can't trade. Like, Ben, I don't know if Ben realizes it, but Ben has to be, like, really self-aware to not trade inward, which sucks. Obviously, if you're playing Jax, like, it sucks. And to, like, get these, like, last hits, also, again, a little awkward. So this guy spaces out. Like, the first Q's always going to happen. The auto happening kind of blows. Ben dodged that. Okay, so Ben basically ate two trades. One of them he did not, the other he can't avoid. And then Jun didn't really connect the dots on what's happening here either. It seems like no one did. Like, Silas didn't. Like, if you were Silas, like, yeah, Silas could go back mid. You also could book it top. I mean, it's way more dangerous than Silas is just going down a shit ton of CS, which is really bad. But it is what it is, because, like, what can I say? And so then they get this return play, and now it's like, oh, fuck. Okay, well, that guy, they just kind of turned around topside. Our bot lane is eating shit still, which is not ideal. And so that's where Jun is going to, like, put his focus on. It's like, okay, my bot lane's really ahead. They're going to win. Let me just, like, get some shit done there. It looks like he's going to take the crab. Maybe he does the read on the Raptors. Okay, but the longer he does this, I'm just curious to see how this impacts the bot river and anything down here. All I want to see. He needs to translate this in bot. Nice. Nice. That works. Yo, what's up, Cryo? That was good. Cool. That was really good. Well, wait. That was good. I don't know what else to say. I mean, his flash is back up. He does not have shuffle, and his shuffle's down for just a few seconds. Of course, he could flash now and get to, like, here. I don't know if his... Are both his soldiers
only opening
going?
up for Weiwei to try and play aggressive bot lane and start to get those.
He must have used another soldier here or his Q. Because ideally, you know, you're never putting yourself exactly in that kind of situation. But if he does flash, he gets to here. This guy would have to match flash. He's probably still dead, straight up. So you'd be like here, and then you'd be walking like here. Maybe. He probably is still dead. So I thought June was like, you know, he has a really easy access to do this shit. And this guy did 2 camps, and then his bot lane naturally like is really struggling, so he has to go through mid, right? Was he just like staring at mid too long? No, he just did his shit and just took too long. Like he did his blue buff. Yeah, he just did his blue buff. This guy just caught the wave here, as is. I assume he also, which is important to note. Actually, it's really important to know the fact that this guy's building the top wave. I know I'm taking a while to like go over this, but because he's building this top wave, I mean, they themselves could do a return play on top. I mean, obviously you don't want to leave your bot like hanging, but like technically, if Azir like lets this fall in fully, they could just run straight top. So he kind of has to. He actually can't let it fall completely into mid. He kind of has to entertain it a little bit. So if he has to entertain it in any sense, you know, like to just like fuck with this guy, because he's like half HP. Like he does need a base. Like if he doesn't base, it's bad for him. He can do the top play, but it's bad for him. Just have to make sure you have enough soldiers. That's it. There's nothing else that I can really say. Like you don't know where Vi is. Vi could still be like even here, even right. Like it's like they don't have vision. Like Vi could just be here, and it's the same thing. Like she's just gonna run at you. So the only thing, okay, but the only thing is like he ran this way. Whatever happens top happens top. That's all I'm gonna say. I think it's just because he ran this way. He just needs to stand here and make sure like Silas doesn't do anything. I can't blame Weiwei. There's no fault of Weiwei there. It's only just the self-fault of Xiaohu. And of course, during this whole time, you know, bot lane is getting absolutely shit on. So they actually contest this. Ashe is 5. Maokai just like straight up walks in. No fucks given. This guy just, ooh, nice Q skip. Ooh, rough. Can he peel the Jax? No. So he did the right thing. Okay. So the Shy did the right thing. Finn did the right thing. They both just kill these guys. Yagao misses. That's really bad for Silas. That's so bad for Silas, though. Because after watching how this, like, ends in the end, right? Like, see, so that's his 3rd Q. Bin doesn't have flash, and he just used his E now. I'm curious. I'm curious if he R'd him this way. No, because then he has flash. He would finish this guy. He has to do it. It's better to just save the Aatrox than try to do some kind of play that results in you maybe killing Jax. Don't do the maybe play. Do the 100% play. And of course, you know. Ooh. No. No. The game's so over for Silas. Because, you know, he needs the base because, like, he took too much damage, right? And Ben is, like, just standing here. And Ben can't just jump on this guy. Like, he can try, but it's not ideal because if Aatrox says W, then, like, Jax is kind of screwed. The only thing he could possibly do is calling it. And, like, instead of going for the last hit, he just presses E and walks in. So don't W this. Like, press W like you're going for it, and then just walk in with E. This way, this guy has to pedal backwards, and now you're in a better position to actually play out this fight. But if you don't do it that way, and he does it this way, it's always bad, because now there's a Q1. You can't do the same play because it's just not going to work. You just don't have the health pool or anything like that. There's no baiting or anything you can do. And you can't Q onto him. You cannot Q because you're not going to kill him. And now he gets to press inward to you. And again, like, can he Q into this at this point? He might be able to. I don't know. Like, he either has to, like, space it out and realize that this guy might actually go for this and be that bold and actually go inward with, like, E and play it out, and then just maybe Q onto this minion, or, like, play the 50-50, like, hopefully nothing bad happens, or... Yeah, I mean, it's just... He has to do something. He has to have some, like, guess or, like, choice that makes the situation better, but he chose nothing, so he gets fucked. And then, you know, of course, Silas comes. And he can't do anything. And then this guy even, like, does this, and Silas is like, no, you can't do that, man. You can't do that. Jax says, like, you know, QE, but Jax is thinking, like, dude, if I jump in, he's just gonna Q me. I'm gonna die. That is really bad. And then keep in mind, what has the vibe been doing, guys, this whole time? This guy has not done shit. Like, he made that mid play, which was good. It was off Xiaohu. And then he also made a play to hit Xiaohu's flash, which again was not bad. He really wants to, like, go bot. Like, they really want to, like, blow up bot lane. Like, get this shit snowballing. Haven't done it yet. Like, all these guys have basically just been in an isolated situation. And they are winning the isolated situation, but... I mean, I would love to have, like, a 5, 6, 7 minute dragon. You know, I would love to get this shit cooking. It'd be really nice. Sheesh. Fuck me, Chris, right? Good arrow. But I mean, the Verisar was kind of... I don't think he needed to use Verisar, but whatever. So how is this gonna work now? How is this gonna work? Aatrox is really ahead. And the bot is really ahead. Is it enough? Aatrox is chilling. Jax has to get Sundered to be able to turn this wave around. Man, Weiwei's been dropping like fucking hella camps though. Lost his... Did he lose his Grump? No. Weiwei's done definitely a few, like, hard reads that actually are pretty, like, can be very smart if they work out, but it requires everyone to execute it properly, and it just hasn't happened. But in the end, you know, these kinds of plays can definitely, like, make the difference. So he's topside. They know he's topside too because he was doing the bot camps. They literally contest him and know he's doing the bot camps. So either he's making like a one-off play bot side on the Ashe, and Varus just has to eat the cleanse. They have good wards, right? So like the Maokai would have to appear from bot, and unlikely anything's gonna happen, right? Very unlikely. Herald used mid, so you don't have to worry about that. I don't know how much time he has left on this. It should be... It's not like they did an 8-minute Herald, right? No. I think he has a little bit of time left on it still, so ideally, maybe he could have saved it. That would have been nicer, but whatever. He used this, and it gets him Sunder. So he did it purely to get this item. Okay, so he used it to get Sunder. So he's really strong, much stronger than Maokai. Seer no flash for a little bit. He technically could try for a one-off look mid right now, but this guy's like kind of getting contested in his face. And until Jax gets Sunder, he's useless. So I mean, Jax, like, regardless of how the trades go, he's just trying to get the goal. This guy's here first. Jax goes in, which is obviously really fucking stupid. Actually. Oh man, Bin is having such a terrible series. Because he's, look, so he's inviting it looks like he's inviting a trade here even. Of course, you know, if he doesn't try to trade, then Aatrox would just poke him with Qs, which is not ideal. So he has to kind of be, like, a little combative. She do Grom? No, she's booked straight. I probably would have just gone through lane. Because, like, you have no idea what's here. Also, if this guy had a pink, it doesn't look like he could have had a pink, though. I probably would have just gone through lane and tashed him. Because he has no flash. Like, the second you use, like, R on him, you're just going. So, there's, like, no need to do this on the off chance something's there. Just go this way. So, it's a bad route by him. And then, at this point, Bin needs to realize my Vi will win this 1v1. I need to just chill out. And if Aatrox goes for them, then maybe we can do, like, a quick turnaround. So, like, if Aatrox starts moving this way, Bin can move this way, and then Vi just R's onto Aatrox, and that's a way to play it out, right? But if she is here, and then he goes onto this guy, it's just a one... Like, this guy's gonna stall out, and nothing happens. It's a 1v1, and it's a 1v1. Oops. Right? It's terrible writing, by the way. So, he just dies off his own mistake. Sure, Jun is, like, it's also Jun's mistake as well, but Bin did not have to go for that. Woohoo, that's not good. Really not good. Looks like that Ashe base to set up an arrow for topside even, just in case, which is pretty neat to see. I don't know if I've really seen that before, where an Ashe literally bases on bot side just to throw an arrow so it has a better angle. Light's eating shit. Jax has Sunder now, but the Shy literally has T2 boots and his Mythic now, so... Ooh. Okay, so this is what we're talking about right now. Where is the Lux? Explain this to me. Why would the Lux be moving through mid this way? I mean, unless you're planning to, like, have these guys go here and then come down. But already, as you know, it's kind of too late because they're constantly pressuring. He also needs the base for, like, items. His mana's really low. So it could be a call out too. Like, oh, like, they're not gonna do shit, right? But still, I mean, man, if you're going to go for a Mao R play bot, like, I just feel like these two here are not aligned, like, in this game. Because, yeah, if you're going to do this play, like, he would just come down here, and then you would throw your ultis on whoever gets rooted, and that's it. Because, like, she's late. Like, she's literally late moving. And then, yeah, he blocks, he's just cleansing, and then they're using an Aatrox TP behind. So, yeah, if like, again, you're using an Aatrox TP behind even, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is Crisp doing? Makes no sense. So Weiwei dies, and, I mean, like, all I'm gonna say is all these deaths that just happened literally stem from whatever the hell Crisp and Weiwei are thinking. Or whatever Crisp is thinking. I mean, Crisp has been... I don't know, Crisp has been like, this is a pretty shitty Lux game by Crisp. Yeah, this is a pretty shitty Lux game by Crisp. I wonder how this progresses at this point. Early mid. I mean, they're giving up a ton of ground just to have their Aatrox and their Azir kind of like play like a 1v2 zone. He gets a decent push, but technically he should go back top and eat the wave like Aatrox. And then you're giving up the dragon. So like Aatrox could be taking top wave, and then if they try to make a play on there, then yeah, he gives it up, but then they won't do that because the dragon's coming up, so unlikely they make the top play. And so he would get to push out this wave instead of looking for this one-off bot play, which could flip you back into dragon, like, chance. but Jax is not giving you the angle, so naturally you kind of just lose the dragon. It looks like the Shy is actually going to force it on his own, which is like wild. No way this works, right? Ashe has arrow. All ultis are on.
The Shy's coming in. This is the power point for Weibo. This is the guy they want to try to play around. Beautiful stun on a Xiao Hu as he tries to take the blast cone over the wall. Azir ultis fly back and forth as Xiao Hu goes into the
Dude, no fucking way.
Miguel takes the kill as the Shy spreads his wings, but the World Ender runs out the ball. And they try to disengage this on, continuing putting arrows in. BLG don't need to chase anymore. They already
okay, but I just want to say, so look, when he jumps down like this and he gets frozen like this, he can actually E forward. They can Ashe arrow. Keep in mind, he has tabbies. He's dead. He's just gone. He's dead. This team comp is not good at, like... It's not like they're the team that has the Vi that can just, like, latch on and go on to this guy and zone him. Like, you just press Mauar. Like, that's really all it is. So this guy definitely would just die. Huh. But like, it doesn't happen. And as you see it progress, he's like, okay, I'm in no man's land. And then he throws arrow, but it's like really late. You don't have to use arrow yet. He gets hit by it. He steals this, and they're like, okay, now we need to go. And like, you know, neither of these guys can tank this shit because, you know, it's like neither of them have cleanse, right? Cleanse is down. Of course, if I'm Ashe, like, in this situation and you want to go, Ashe fucking tanks it still. Like, don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Oh, God. Don't be a bitch. On needs to just stand here. Elk can stay here. And then if they go on him, who gives a shit? Like, if this guy gets played on, I don't care. Like, this guy will murder him. He will murder him if this guy, for whatever reason, try to walk up. They also have vision here and vision here, so it's not like you, like, any of the core, like, flankers, like these two champs, here, are even going to do anything to you. And now your team can push in. After the Mount Arv goes, the Varus comes in. The only reason why this is not even remotely as bad for WBG is because these guys had, both of them ran so far. Imagine if they're here. Okay, fine. My Ashe maybe dies. Sure, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Like, you gotta know. You gotta know. As on, you gotta know when it's actually good to tank this. Now, if keep in mind, if like these guys were like in no man's land and then this is happening here, yeah, you know, like run, like don't don't eat it. So that was a missed opportunity for BLG to kind of like actually swing this game even more. I have no idea what the hell the Shy was thinking there. No idea. Oof.
Yeah, they're always pointing to the winning team on that one. BLG coming out on top. Now the Jax is pushing out the top lane. He's still behind, but it doesn't really matter when the rest of your team is that far ahead. He just needs to play a safe game inside lane, not allow the Shy to really do anything with his advantage.
What you were talking about earlier, talking about Aatrox.
Okay, so we play on. Jax is still down 30. What do we got here, guys? What do we got here? Got it. I mean, it's just like, there's only one, like, they're obviously really behind outside of, like, solos. I mean, this guy picked up some freebies, so he's actually, like, a bit stronger, but he kind of played this game pretty bad.
Scaling split pushers, right? When you're playing against Jax, playing against the early game goes well. You know, if he has one good fighter, get some towers, or something like that. He can always take over. He knows all the way back in the game. But for now, of course,
The only plays they have, like I said, is like the Mao R plays. And it's not bad to tempt, especially before the Baron comes up. Because obviously if you use Mao R when Baron's up and that's gone, you don't have anything. Like, there's nothing threatening about your team outside of the Aatrox. So you have to be pretty smart about it. So this was actually a cycle timing to just press it, get cleanse, then Baron's timing comes up. But guess what? He doesn't have cleanse. I can use this shit again. You see the point? Like, when you get in between these these intervals with these objectives, like, you want to burn these summoners so then we actually do the objective or it gets close to that timing, you can actually get something, like, more concrete, like a kill, right? Or, like, they have the base. In this case, you know, this guy's pushing out bot. His teammates are on the top side. You know, these guys already got brief vision up here, and they're seesawing into bot side. Because they're like, well, our guy's fine. He doesn't need to do anything. And the Shy is just like, I'm going to make a sneak play and make a huge play on this this guy. And then he's like, well, I didn't get the wave, actually. And he just dies. So now this looks like Weibo kind of doesn't know what the fuck they're doing with their comp. I guess it's like the simplest way to say it. Like, they really don't know what the hell they're doing with their comp. I mean, this looks like it's just gonna be a simple loss. This literally looks like they're just gonna stack dragons for a win. Nothing else. Remember, he cannot use Mawar freely now. Because Baron's up, they didn't get any sums. If they do it, and they don't chunk them at all, there's a risk that they could just play for Baron. And it looks like they're just gonna play for the dragon because they have the vision here. They clear this. They don't have deep vision. And they seesaw on the bot side, but technically, man, can they actually get this, by the way? Because she's doing these camps, and he used one ward. Silas has a move, and I would highly prefer... Technically, I would highly prefer... Well, this is different, actually, because so... WBG had the option to do this side, like, holding situation. And the other one is obviously just playing for vision and then just, like, looking for the plays, right? And again, like, this comp's pretty good because you have these two champs here who can easily do this. So this guy attaches. So the Vi, the Varus, the Ashe, all good champs for kind of fishing for a one-time play. But if they want to just play for dragons and literally, like, look, as long as you're not getting Baron, and we're getting the dragons, and we're taking your camps away, good luck. But technically, in this situation, these guys get rolled up. They play for this. Ashe spends wards, bases, then you go into bot side, and then you just kind of repeat this cycle until something happens. You got some pretty whatever wards down mid. I mean, yeah, they have Astro where they can fish, like, especially because there's no tier 2 mid, so you can, like, play for that. Interesting. Rough. Hey, you know what? All the power to them, right? Like, look where this stems from, okay? So, once they did this, like, switch into bot, he needs the base, right? And this is the situation where they start seesawing into bot side. They do not press for the top vision now, and just, like, concreting that and, like, starting, like, a vision war and, like, you know, fighting over this shit really easily. They don't do that. Not yet. This guy gets a simple ward here, and then he switches back. Dragons in 20 seconds. Ideally, like I said, you would have done this already. Then you would have been on dragon with a timer, with the vision already set up on top side, so nothing weird's gonna happen. They get a blue. I mean, they do get a Grom. I don't know. It's a little... The thing is, they have to spend setup time to get this before the dragon. Like, you would be on the dragon exactly when this starts. You would already have this vision, and you would already be sending pieces back upward to defend this situation up here. Whatever could happen, you would already, like, figure this out. That is, I guess that's the best way I can say it, is that you spend time to steal a few camps away, like 1 or 2 camps away or something like that. But it did open this little opportunity where you can't respond at all. And so technically, yeah, he shouldn't contest it. But it's not easy to see, and they saw it. Like, WBG's just going for a play. I doubt, like, they really connected all the dots on everything, but, like, they're just going for the opportunity, right? And that's kind of like how it's, like, it's created. And, of course, you know, yeah, they used Mawar, and you're thinking, oh, shit, well, I mean, they could technically, like, play for the Baron. And, yeah, they could, actually, straight up. Like, Jax could TP, and you could get this vision, and you could straight up play for it, actually. Especially because they used the 0R. Like, you use no ultis. The fact that they're not burning the Baron and, like, just making them force this situation is it's a little unfortunate, because it really is that bad. But they didn't. And, you know, again, if you're a losing team, you're in a lose-lose situation. Like, dumb shit's gonna happen, you know? Like, you can't... What are you gonna do? You go, like, you might go mid, you lose. You might go bot, like, you lose. Like, it's just... You take a chance. And what's happening here is, like, so, of course, Light, Ints, you know, whatever. These guys are, like, successfully stalling out the Baron, because these guys, like, BLG was literally looking top for some odd reason. And they're wasting a lot of ultis. And look at this. We're, like, 25 minutes in. They were unsuccessful to get the Baron when the Maokai R was down, and they had full ultis, Jax TP. And it's not a good sign. It's a really bad sign when you're struggling to just finish out the game and not realizing what advantages you have. How does your comp actually play out? How strong actually are you? I feel like this Varus is done not nearly as much as he could. We're playing for Dragon Soul. That's what it's come down to. We missed the Baron timer. We're playing for Dragon Soul. Take the blue. They have saplings. They're going to lean on the Baron to try to pull you a little bit, just in case. Do not like that Ash Arrow. Do not like that. Shy Ints. I'm gonna say everything leading up to this was actually not half bad. Because so right now, everyone's spread out, right? Like, look, all these champions are spread out. This means Verisar is not as good, right, Ash Arrow? Like, there's nothing, like, like, everyone can dodge, basically, right? No one's just, like, standing, like, all here, and so if you throw an ability, like, fuck, someone's gonna get hit. So they missed this. He throws Verisar. Yeah, he just cleanses it. It did not hit Maokai, thankfully. It hit this guy. They all run out. The Shy's like, okay, we got some space. Ooh. He went just a little too far. Honestly, after hitting this Q, he just needs to back up. Now, at this point, you just play for another sapling. You still have Mawar. And you see if anyone is dumb enough to go in. Now, did he get his Mawar fast enough once this shit went on? No. It's pretty late. But also, like, I don't think what he's registering is that, or, like, what the Shy is registering is that Maokai actually has to leave because of the corruption. You know, like, the corruption, like, it's like this. That was terrible. So, like, the corruption's here, and then, like, the corruption, obviously, it's, like, going like this, like, all around. It's like a Pokeball. Also, this is not, like, an even radius. It was probably more like here, by the way. Just forgive my terrible drawing. But everyone had to run out of it. Not your time to pressure. Really good by him. Good by him, Bobby. Good by Jean. Like, he actually recognized, like, oh, shit, these guys ran the fuck out of here. You're caught. And then the Mawar comes. Really good Mawar counter. Like, you know, like, Silas stealing Mawar. Get kill. Now you kind of fix your situation. So, BLG were literally losing as the team that are up 7k. And then the Shy gave back. So the Shy has made, like 3 kind of really bad errors that had, like, unforced errors. Like, had just nothing to do with, like, what his teammates have really done. I also say the Shy has done some really good plays as well. It's not like it's like, oh, the Shy is so terrible. You know, this guy's played well. It was just, some of these mistakes are It's like just overreaching. It's like on your little fingertips. That should be game. I mean, like, Dragon Soul, Baron, that's it.
This is such a difficult situation. The side of Weibo, you can even see the sorcery elixir and Xiao Hu's inventory. They know that they lose one more big fight game. Yeah, they know this is going to be the last fight, and that way they can see fishing for picks, trying to see if they can push Weibo back. If you die underneath towers against BLG, you don't get a second chance.
Selection just kind of playing in the middle between these two lanes, ready to reinforce whichever side does get attacked by Weibo. But again, they're so light on the engage, and Yagao has a stolen mouth hail. That's really the only way Weibo has to start up these fights, unless they get some sort of flanking TP. But there's not really any good wards for them, so there's not really any opportunity for them to do it. Yagao now gonna throw that ulti, just dome them off the tower.
Exactly, they've already got the cannon minions with the Baron buff. They're trying to get the opportunity to go in, but they're not Xiao Hu. They're finally gonna get the kill. One of them dies. The shot play off to the side. The shot down for Xiao Hu dies right after Yagao goes to Maybe. Last one gets shot for safety.
I don't know, man. This is kind of wacky, you know? I had to check my phone real quick, because, got a call from the landlord, but it is nothing serious.
They're so light on the engage, and Yagao has a stolen mouth hail. That's really the only way Weibo has to start up these fights, unless they get some sort of flanking TP. But there's not really any good wards for them, so there's not really any opportunity for them to do it. Yagao now gonna throw out that ulti, just zone them off the tower.
Exactly, they've already got the cannon minions with the Baron buff. They're trying to get the opportunity to go in, but now a nice shuffle from Xiao Hu.
That's nice.
The kill out takes one with him as he dies.
Took the chance.
The shutdown credit went back over to the Caitlyn, but Xiao Hu dies right after. Yagao goes on a rampage. Blast comes away for safety.
Huh. I mean,
I
hey, like I said, like, you just have to take these chances. Yeah, there goes Ben. Very cool. Amazing. They win. Obviously, they won. Their ulti usage is, like, a little wacky, especially from the bot lane. I mean, it's obviously, like, of course, they are not Guma, like, they're not T1's bot lane. I don't know. This... I don't know how I feel about T1 versus this team so far. Or, sorry, this team versus T1. I do not think they can match them with enchanters. It sounds like it's going to be a really bad idea. I could imagine them doing it with... like, what is it, Misfits? Was it the Misfits team that literally played like Blitzcrank and like that kind of shit when it was an enchanter meta? And they played for counter and they flipped it around? That is probably your best bet. Probably is. The only thing is, Crisp is not actually bad. Like, he shouldn't, in theory, be bad at enchanters, but it's just... it's happening. There's no way. Okay. I mean, like... I want to talk about, like, oh, man, they're doing it. It's like, no, they're definitely... Okay, so... that was game 2.
Because he's saying, hey, look, I've already won a title.
This is game 3.
This title that I want to get.
Oh, I just realized my camera definitely blocks
I want to stand up and do them proud. And right now, he's doing just that.
All right, as we get into the draft,
they ban Jax. Okay, so they accept that in a situation where this guy gets Jax, it's a 1v1 weak side, and we're playing these Enchantress bond. Get rid of it. Jarvan's still banned. Rumble, fair. We still ban these 2 champs, so I'm very curious to see where this goes with these 2 champs. And then Rakan's banned, so whenever you see Rakan banned, like, none of these teams are really picking Xayah. But she is up. Maokai's up, right? Rel's up. Let's see.
All 3 of their bans in this first phase are also the same. The Jax, the Jarvan, the Rakan, all taken off the table. Over on the other side, though, things are going to be a little bit different this time around. They ban out the Rumble. They know they don't want to play
man.
again. The Orion still banned, and then Nico taking off.
It's both facilities from that blue side with Weibo got banned out, right? So those are going to be taken off the table, so it's going to be a very different look for Weibo. But Kalista is up. He's not going to be the first pick.
They first pick Ashe.
So this is actually so interesting. Just blind Ashe. First pick, straight off the bat. I wonder. Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, it's like it works because of what they're playing into. So this is why
First
it's
pick
kind of
Ashe.
risky. You know, would Elkin just start engage bot lane right now and try
Wild.
to look at?
Well, I mean, they're probably going to with Kalista over here. I think he just then substitute Ashe into life. You can still match them with Chris. And still have a lot of very damage dealing 80 card, but at least you're going to have any cards you can try and play around and try and punish this list in the bottom side of the map. That's even
Like, right now, that Kalista, I think is so hard to play into. You can actually can go kind of heavy poke lanes, but it can kind of scrap up almost anything. And you do have to pick for your...
Vi? Oh, man. I really hate this Vi champ. I mean, obviously the Ashe is like a flex, and so you're taking Kalista into Ash? Question mark? Like, this is basically saying this is for sure not in AD. This is in support. So if it's in support, and then you have to show it here, let's say, I'm gonna take, like, I don't know, like Nautilus or something. What are they gonna do? I'm like actually genuinely curious to see how this goes.
This has been the
So they're gonna take a Poppy, and they're gonna take Varus. So they're saying, yeah, like they're calling out this is definitely not a Ashe. Like this is not an AD Ashe. No world. That's what this is. They take a Poppy, pretty good. It's a buy, and it's like Kalista, so already that's pretty decent.
Okay, I actually was a bit.
All right.
I don't know. Really don't like that. I really don't like that.
It's all off the cards.
Fuck, I really don't like that. What do they need to ban at this point? I mean, it's been it's a shy. These guys are both on weak side. You're not banning mids because, I mean, like the only mid you could possibly ban is at the second round. 1 second. The only mid you could ban is in the second round. But you probably won't because you don't really want to pinch because neither of these guys have that many picks. Maybe Talia, maybe? If you really care about that, maybe? Because that pick actually would be really annoying. Outside of that, probably nothing. And it's top bans. So what are they gonna ban top? What is ideal? Again, I don't really give a shit about Cassante when it comes to, like, you can just kite him. But you are playing Vi. Your bot lane does not do like a ton of damage per se. Malphite is pretty fucking scary, not gonna lie. Really not gonna lie, Malphite is pretty scary. But they have 5-pick red, right? Like, I mean, they have 5-pick, like, Warren. We'll see. I'm actually genuinely curious to see, like, what these tops do.
No problem, no problem. Well, once more, there is blood in the water bottom.
So there's Talia. That's expected. It's a really good pick. At this point, you're probably not banning any more mids. Silas? Silas for Ashe? I guess. Sure.
Playing out the 5v5s. Because Kalista kind of just wants to hit
Can't
front
do
line
it.
and kite back and stack up spears.
No
and
way
be
they
able
pinch
to,
this
you know,
even.
play in that style. Like, hit these melee games that are easy to get up onto, but when you're playing Ashe Varus, you're trying to walk towards them in the 5v5. There's Ashe ult, there's Varus ult, there's Varus low, there's Ashe volley, and they outrage. And it's a Poppy. You get close. It's like, what are you supposed to do? Great. I think it's going to be a...
Really? Wow. Holy shit, what the hell are they cooking in mid then? Because there's like
very, very difficult
really
game to
nothing.
play with this Kalista. And I think you can kind of see as well that BLG are trying to minimize the damage against this Kalista here. Things like Talia taking away, and then the zeros.
I mean, it's so interesting because I don't know, you were expecting, I was thinking with the left of the Varus, that was going to be the opposite of this. It was going to be hard engage. I thought they were going to go hard engage here, you know, go with like a Nautilus or a Thresh or whatever, and just...
Man, I actually low-key thought they might ban a few top options. I mean, yeah, Sintra's like literally the only thing left in my head. They don't take it, they take Aatrox. I mean, both sides have to play in the bot again. So you're really gonna blind your top? I feel like there's way better options to blind mid than. Why would they do it this way?
Play into this range advantage
What?
that we often have. Poppy top.
Yeah. Yep. It's Poppy top. I actually really like this. It's a pretty solid.
So this is where the
matchup
Graves
into
top came
Aatrox,
from.
and if they lock a Kali, Poppy's immune to damage this game. Like straight up, you are just not killing the Poppy. There's
LPL for 3 years.
Oh man, I fucking hate this so much. Okay, so I hate this pick, obviously. This is like the only pick that's really remotely up, and you know they're probably gonna pick a Kali because there's really like nothing else, right? But you don't really care if they're picking a Kali because you got Poppy. You know, cool, great. This needs to be like, if they're picking Aatrox, like honestly, I would have just sacked myself and I would have picked Ornn. I would have picked Ornn. Or something like this. Like, it is like the best blind tank you could possibly do in this situation. This champ will absolutely murder these champs. This champ does not care about this champ. If they pay a Kali, like, it's not the worst. And, like, yeah, like, you're going to go down a little bit to Aatrox, but who gives a shit? Like, Graves just sounds terrible. Like, Now you're playing, like, I know you can play weak side, top side while you're playing for bot, but at the same time, like, if shit doesn't go his way, this champ is useless, and you have to go down here. Like, you need to go down here, just in case they play down here. You're both playing enabling, like, bridge type junglers, Poppy and Vi. Don't like this at all.
I couldn't read that.
I feel like blue side just fumbled this so hard. I feel like BLG literally fumbled this initially, and then it was fumbled back by Weibo. And T1 has been extremely good with their drafts. Like, they clearly know what they want to do with their drafts. And their early games. Oof. I don't know what's going on with these Chinese teams, but I am not feeling good. Let's just say that. I'm not feeling good. So these guys play for bot brush control first. These guys get a ward on red in case it's like, you know, them getting priority. Because they will get priority. Like, it's Ashe versus Caitlyn, Kalista. They will get priority. And this guy could definitely do 3 camps into invade with bot push. Very simple, easily could be done. Now, if BLG is ready for this, and they think they can get away with it, in theory, yeah, they could try to make a top play with Vi and try to, you know, just play split map, but the way you want to play against, like, the Paris Ashe, so they're... Ooh. Really? Wow. So they're actually gonna force it. So there's a red. Did they know this ward? It's here. I think he saw him. So they're gonna assume there's a ward on it, and they think it could be invaded. Hey, what's up, Amanda? Yeah, I've been all right. Could be better, obviously, with a job. But I mean, I figured, like, I'm doing some studying, and like computer science studying, and then I'm doing some league content. So here I am. Interesting. I'm gonna only assume they're doing this because they think that they might counter invade on the bot side. Because other than that, it's like, are they? I guess they aren't really that much stronger though. Halo Blades, Poppy stronger than Vi. I feel like it would just be a smite fight. No, the Ashe would chase them down. It would be really rough. And they have cleanse heal versus barrier heal, so they definitely win. It's brazen. I mean, but they definitely win. And they know what's happening. Got it. Got it. You've been off Twitter all year? I wish I was. I gotta use it more now. Gotta up my socials. So took out the what is it? The blast cone, just so he can't get surprised. First strike? I can't even tell. What is that? Oh, it just shows the stacks. They don't even show his ruin. Okay. Or his keystone. So he comes back down. So look, this guy does 2 camps, right? Jun comes back down because he doesn't want to leave these guys isolated. But oof. Fucking sucks having to do this. At the same time, he doesn't want these guys to get humped either. This is what it is. This is what it is. So now he has, like, kind of no job. Luckily, the Gromp's up, so, like, you know, at least he has that going for him. Naturally, Poppy will just chill out, stay down here. Don't feel afraid about seeing Akali being low HP. It's pretty common to see in the matchup. It depends on, like, how much she should be low, or how low she should be, but traditionally, you'll see Akali be kind of low, because she kind of has to... You just have to accept the situations. You know, you accept, okay, I'm going to get hit by a Q to hit the CS. I'm going to you know, if you can bait out the shit, awesome. Like if you can bait out Syndra Q, Syndra E, doesn't matter. But most of the time, it's gonna be pretty hard.
Alright, potential 3v3 like we talked about maybe happening back in champ select as Elkin on to have the push here in the bottom lane, keeping the Bears Ash back a little bit. Way coming up towards that drive rush here to get Shunga step back. Not on where Way jungler might be. Nice passing here from Way He can't go for this though. Oh, but just nicely done there, getting a quick ball breaker. It doesn't get blocked by this.
So these guys have the turnaround. Poppy obviously fine spot. It was so the main difference I could say about this situation, which is also kind of funny in how this turned around on them, is notice these guys get to be in lane first, right? Now they're gonna be worried about this situation, right? They'll know if this guy does Gromp or not. So if he shows on Gromp, they're like, okay, he might come behind us and flash behind us. The fact that he was not on Gromp, and that means he's only level 2, right? Like level 2 only. We're chilling. Like he needs to go and do this shit to like make anything happen. If he ganks us level 2, so be it. He's gonna be behind. That's like kind of what you like how you view it, right?
Jungle coming out from Weibo here as the Poppy is going to start up at the enemy wolf camp.
Poppy, I think, is going to try to make it.
Ooh.
He starts on the wolves because he can just take that even if it's 3 camps. Same time, Shun should know this, but if he clears top to bot, then he's not getting camps, right? So he has to.
So they fail to get pushed. I mean, again, like I said, these guys are technically in lane first, and Kalista's probably hitting the wave first. Yeah, I mean, this would say that they're hitting the wave first. So it's like this, just that little help is how this kind of turns around. And I'm gonna assume that's why, again, I mean, that is why Jun is coming down, because like they did get pushed. They are a play. And he gets the crab, so it's like, it's even CS, but he's lower XP, technically. But forces the Poppy out. Elk eats shit, huh? No. Okay, so first weird thing to say is On is like moving up this way. Why? I mean, the only reason he could possibly do is throwing a Q. But you have to remember, in these kinds of matchups, like these champs here, if you get tagged, they run you down. Like, that's just how it is. Just, that's life. Can't do anything about it. So kind of needs to just stick around, just play out. If someone goes on, or goes on Elk, then On can respond. If someone goes on, he can't really respond as much. Like, it's just like kind of the way it works. Like, so he goes this way, and he's like, okay, that's threatening. And so now he has to E out. And then he invites a trade, but he already E'd out and used his Q, so he has nothing. Useless Caitlyn. So you're in a 1v2. You just created a 1v2 situation, and that was literally purely from this guy running up this way and having to run back this way. That's it. And you literally have your jungle hovering you. Horrible. Gotta be a lot more. You gotta be way more careful with those kinds of things. Ooh. All right. So the Graves is up a solid 10 CS, which is pretty whatever. Wei. If you notice, he does the Gromp. He calls out the Dragon. I mean, Wei knows these camps are coming up. Where did they get the intel on this? He's just literally just calling him. Because he sees this guy's not on rugs. Oh, because he sees the right. The Ashe. I didn't see the Ashe thing. So if you look, because they're showing this stupid shit. So the Ashe Hawk just passed. So they see him now. Got it. That's all I needed to know. Now, for me, if it was me, I would have let my bot lane base. I would have gone topside to get my camps like a normal human being. And Jun would have been chilling. Now, he loses his Raptors. Yeah, sure, I guess they get their Dragon a little bit earlier, but they would have gone the Dragon most likely anyways. Because they have first bot base. So Yay. This guy gets forced out. Cool. I mean, nothing's happening bot because they did the dragon, by the way. Like, this is why resetting is typically just better than extending. Like, typically, this is why this is just better. Because if they never did this, he keeps this, he keeps this. Their bot lane comes bot, they're still gonna get this. There's no play for this guy to really make unless he skipped his top side to come bot. So he literally will have to give something up because they're the team in a disadvantage. But now he gives up nothing. And his bot lane is not being harassed because guess what? They did the dragon. So they actually had all this time to come bot while they did drag. Great. Kind of a... You have to be really careful with your first dragon timers because it can really like screw up your pacing.
Go for the Q3 flash, which I think he might have in another situation.
So how did you do this trade again? Oh, he just... Come on, man. Come on, Ben. Ben is just not having it, man. He's really not. Here's Poppy, and guess what? The Vi is topside. Why? Because, guess what? She just does not have enough shit to do. She takes this. She can't really do the Krugs, because it would be bad. And either she stays bot for the crab, and just kind of just Oompa Loompas, does nothing, or she goes topside. Or she bases buys and comes back bot side for the crab. You know, one, either or. Regardless, the Poppies had a pretty simple... The Poppies had some really good choices, like Weiwei. So he's able to clear out the, you know, clear out the bot, like bot vision by BLG, secure this, re-secure this. So now his bot can actually play the game a little bit more. And they're chilling. Great for them. Like, nothing bad actually happened to WBG's bot lane, even though they were getting kind of humped. They were like in a disadvantaged state. WBG were managed to recover, so really good. That's definitely really good for them. Okay, hold on. Let me slow this down. So keep in mind, actually, it's a little sad that they don't get first reset. Definitely do not use Varus E here. Just hold it. Because like when they come up to like pressure the lane together now, then you can like throw it and possibly get chase down options. If you do it as is, it's like Like Poppy also in theory... Ooh, they hit 6 now though. When did they hit 6? Ooh, I see. They were just a few off. I wonder if they can get 6 first. This guy knows he's doing the blue here, right? So Weiwei, in theory, could just run straight down. Because Vi is probably not 6 anyways. And then maybe these guys can actually, like, press up this way. He doesn't have Varus Q. I mean, he can definitely Varus Q as well. And then the Poppy will just show up, take this pink one more time, and then they get their reset and they're chilling. That's probably the only way they get first dual reset when I look at it. Outside of that, yeah, like they do a switch. They start this. They have Kalista. No Varus. Aatrox is like, oh, shit. Like, I should have been top. And yeah, he should have been top. Like, I don't know why Ben... I mean, Ben should know that in their current state, Herald is so, like, vital. Like, both these teams want Herald badly to, like, have an early game spike. So he should have shifted, like, because other, like, he's not going to get anything if he just goes bot. So these guys have to pull off Herald. Now, how this used to go, as you remember, is that when, like, Herald had a leash, it would fully reset the HP. Well, Riot decided that that was a stupid mechanic, which, to be fair, it was actually extremely OP if you knew how to manipulate it the right way. Doesn't happen. Now they start it. So, or now they get it started at like half HP, so it's already like pretty low. How does Weiwei do this? I mean, that member does not matter getting kicked out. Oh, no way though. So they're giving a lot of ground. Can Aatrox connect? The fact that Aatrox is late, that Bin is late to this situation, just really sucks. Because the only thing that could actually happen at this point is like if a Kali just ran in or they tried to fight this, right? And it's not that bad if Caitlyn gets knocked out because she's just going to run back with a Q. Well, actually, technically, she also doesn't have Kaliar to help her peel for that sense. But since he's late, like, if he was here with them, they probably could stop this from happening ever. But the fact that he's not here and he's zoned out, and then this guy got kicked out, it's only 3 members, and you don't have Kaliar. You can't run in because of the Poppy W. Fuck. So it just comes down to the smite. Well, he didn't even smite. Oh, that was a fucking Callista rend. How much rend did he get on this shit? Dude, what a... Okay, there's 2 things that could happen here, by the way, which are not the worst. So, if you believe that this Bin being late is problematic, they actually could dip topside and Callista could push this out. Because that's where Elk is going. If Elk pushes that out, Bin can kind of get this back a little bit. And maybe it's fine. Because then Bin would be sitting on a flank. And they would pull it here. They being WBG. They would pull like the Herald over here. And they're fighting for it. So you have 4 guys contesting here and then him here. That's a lot better situation. But in this current situation, like, they're the ones who are, like, pulling it. Oof. You just can't go. And so, like, you just have to do the smite rend correctly at that point. And it seems like the smite rend maybe is not that hard anyways. But, yeah, he missed it. Close. Chris has arrow. Oof. Shy does absolutely nothing. Okay, so like, what's is also annoying is Weiwei's for sure dead, right? For the most part in this situation, he's kind of dead. Like, he's flashing in here, and the only thing he can do is trying to get the hell out. So, if he gets this, I'm turning the hell around. I'm turning the hell around already. Like, they're, like, still entertaining this. Oof. And it looks like Light gets, like, semi-caught because his teammates are kind of over-tunneling. Man, I'm not liking Crisp's gameplay. Like, I'm really not. Not liking how Light and Crisp play. I have such a bad feeling about the finals. Such a bad feeling. Anyways, this Graves is up 30 CS. Hey, who gives a shit? It's Graves. Like, it's not going to do anything in the end. That's 2 dragons. That's good. That's good. 2 dragons. That's really good.
The other thing is, you're gonna have to really identify who is the best target to go for because there's so much DPS in the Weibo competition. When you look over at BLG, yeah, sure, pick someone else.
Of course he would. Of course he would. He would use it for him. Wouldn't he? Man, I mean, like, in theory, it is true that, like, Graves has to get this shit to properly play the game. Which is, again, why I think it's annoying, because ideally, you know, you would have that for your bot lane. But not happening. And then they're even like saying, okay, well, you have full control of bot. We're gonna give that up and even make another play topside. So Weiwei, ah man, I don't like this. Because once you get this, you know, he went back, like, his top camps are still up. So he could have gone top, cleared these camps, and then down here with Ashe, instead of not having a job, right? Because again, the whole point of the jungle is that, you know, you'll clear camps, and then hopefully you still have camps when you go towards the place you want to, like, play on, so you can do shit, right? Naturally, like, they're not playing for any bot vision or anything like that. They're letting these guys just, like, hit this. Again, if you're making them fight over bot vision, and then, like, your Graves is just kind of farming, it's not bad. It's really not that bad. Like, you just want to prevent any situation from getting worse. Is what it is. It seems like they didn't lose much on bot though, because the Vi's like not giving a shit. Like Jun is like, okay, I'm just gonna clear my camps upwards as well. And he also took the dragon, right, as a rush. He gives up his top camps and lets Graves does this. The bot lane can't play though. They could easily just get the plates. This guy doesn't have TP. He does have like Syndra's TP. He also can make a play on mid or fish around it. Going towards top at this point is pretty useless. I don't know. I feel like there's just something missing from like how Jun is like seeing these situations, because you can definitely accelerate these, like, the map, the pacing, especially because, you know, again, they kind of screwed up from taking the first dragon. Like, that's really offset a lot of what they could have done. But the fact that, like, I don't like that Poppy can be doing these plays up here, and it feels like somehow WBG bot lane is like look at this. I don't know what to say. If I'm Bin and I'm seeing like these guys properly operating into like the bot lane, and like what do you do? I definitely would bitch about it. Like 100%. 100% I would bitch about it. Also, I would definitely not take Aatrox at the 4 pick like they did anyways, but it's just not okay. It's really not okay. Either I need my Vi topside defending my situation all the time, or I need you guys to accelerate bot lane and get that going even sooner, so then we can actually translate this into mid, and then like actually start having, you know, Vi being freed up to kind of like run around into the side lanes. But we'll see. Kind of missed the opportunity to do that. Ooh. Oh.
Hope that they survive for Weiwei as well, which I think is super smart, because
this is just like a common error. So they don't know where Poppy is. They want to get vision, right? Typically, you wait like around here till the wave is finished, and then you dip. Since they didn't, is it this wave or the next wave? It is this wave. Since they didn't, you know, unfortunately, yeah. And he didn't have cleanse, so it's always like a slight risk. So that was a really good arrow by Chris. Yeah, they still got the bot vision, but at the cost of their Kalista Flash, kind of blows.
Yeah, it's a pretty massive gold gap there in the top lane. Bin's gonna have a long journey. Dual point being useful in this game number 3 as well. Again, in game number 2, you got a couple big plays, stopping the Shy's teleport, right? Distracting the enemy team while the rest of the squad took Eller. But his early games, his lane phases have been rough. The thing is, though, you don't really have control here for BLG. The one push side to a wave already.
Okay, WBG, what do you got in store? Because they're starting drag. Your Graves. Deep pushed. And then in theory on this timer, when did Kali move? Kali did move. She doesn't have her mythic, so for sure she has to go buy her mythic. And you need to clear the bot vision, so ideally the Poppy and the Ashe, either or, has there's a sweeper. I definitely would have swept maybe a little bit more on the bot side, and you're probably gonna give you're probably going to give the mid wave, but ideally you either have the bot push where you're kind of like being able to sit like nestled in here and make them fight for it just a little bit more. Because right now you're nestled on the top side and you're already like kind of weighing in that like we're not fighting for this. Like now they kind of start nestling in, but
The thing is, though, you don't
this is
really
good
have
enough.
control here for BLG. They want to push sides, but
Okay.
Weibo are already effectively responding.
You could have nestled in a little bit sooner.
As Weibo are going to slowly start to move in here and see if they can use the poke.
I mean, if Graves is not here, you're not fucking doing this, by the way.
Gonna try to keep him off as the Drake is started up. Elk with a save, making sure that the unleashed power cannot kill off the Caitlyn. Weibo knows they would be 45 and as the Shy is their strongest dude. and he's
Okay,
gonna should be Drake.
so they opted to give it up. They with Graves there, they actually could have made this a little bit better and easier.
You can get using the Rift Herald immediately and this dude, and he's on the other side of the Rift. So this should be Drake traded away for Herald. Weibo again continuing.
They don't have Herald on mid yet.
Flood your team with as much
The best thing they can do is everyone like kind of leans here, and then Poppy sits here with W, and everyone just leaves, and you're fine. Crisp is like kind of entertaining in the middle, and now it's like since no one's like clumped up, and yes, traditionally like you're not supposed to clump up, right? But like against this comp, it's really not a big deal. Like there's no like knock up from like Callista. Yeah, this guy could try to flash RN, but it'll never work because like you have Poppy all on top of you, right? Like you have smoke screen that will cover an area that they can't get through. But because they're like splitting up like this, I mean like it's just bad. It's just bad. Either the only way this could possibly work is somehow Crisp is standing here, and then Graves is here, and Graves can like one-shot this guy magically, but he can't because his items are this. Like he has a Storm Razor. Like who fucking cares about Storm Razor? That doesn't do anything for Graves. He just lets him lane better. That's like all it does. So this guy just gets to run in. Plays oh man, he played that really. What? So he R's in. This guy has flash. He didn't E because obviously if this guy flashes, then he loses his E that way. So I like the first Q. I mean, it's fine. I saying he played it really bad because I'm thinking like you see a lot of like Akali's just flash RE. Like I said, like if the guy flashes, then you lose your E. And then this way he actually gets more damage down before this guy commits. He actually probably doesn't even need the E yet still. Like yeah, you get his flash this way. But if he stays hidden, he probably should just hold his E when I look at this. And then what happens up here? So this guy goes on him. Ooh, good fucking Poppy R. Oh, the timing's so good. And he's already, I think he's committed to a QE. No, he's not. Oh, man. I mean, if he can dodge it, fucking huge. If Aatrox is in this fight, obviously it's just like, done deal. And then Vi's like, man, Weiwei just played this so well. I don't know. What can I say? This guy literally played this so well. Why did Caitlyn just E? Oh, he's afraid of getting hit by stun. I mean, they can't just like jump. Oh, I mean, if he got hit by stun, Graves actually could just burst kill him. That's fair. I mean, also the Caitlyn champ's just a useless champ anyways, right? You know, another option that he could have done, which would probably be better in the end, if he goes in this way, if he focuses Poppy, they probably can finish this out. But again, it's just a it's just a fucking Poppy R on this guy. Oh, wait, you're so fucking good. I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. He just played that so well. Fuck, I don't know. I'm really trying my best to imagine a world where like they can like play around this or something, play it better, where this guy can adjust. Because obviously he chose his target as Poppy, and maybe Vi just doesn't use like our Poppy. Like maybe he literally just walks up and just like looks at them, and that's good enough. And that's probably the easiest fix. Is just don't Vi R the Poppy. But even then, like I said, it's just just played that really well. This Weiwei for sure in general is like playing really well.
He will decimate people. I think for the moment, Weibo with having that mid lane turret down, with having the shy be as strong as he is, they can actually start to look to take over side lane to a certain extent as well. As long as Weiwei shadow Xiaohu in that side.
Oh man, this guy's just playing good. He literally was on 10th place team. He's playing well, man.
Alright, Yagao has not been detected here running around these brushes, but there's a lot of Weibo players around. BLG would have to send the whole kitchen sink after to make this work. Yagao gets spotted, goes in the smoke, Scatter Leak knocks him out of it, they can escape in time. The mobility of the Akali, extra shooting flip there on the very end, as Weibo continues to pressure here on the tier 1 turret.
Right.
Get more money, I think
So stemming from here,
I do think though the difference now is that Shy is absolutely monstrous. He's 2,500 gold again up on bin, and as well, he's going to be having that third
we're playing for one more dragon. This team is down 2k. That comes from where the Aatrox. Doesn't really matter. Personally, I also would have highly preferred if Aatrox did not go Duskblade. I know it allows him to try to kill Graves, but actually, do I like him doing that? I don't know. My brain is telling me I don't like it. But I understand why he did it. So Yagao keeps a flank behind. No Aatrox TP. He doesn't need to go yet. Oh, but he's shown there. Maybe he just needs a better hiding spot, but yeah, he just has to dip the fuck out.
Goes into the smoke. Scatter the Weak knocks him out of it, but he can escape in time. The mobility of the Akali, the extra
Chris probably could have gotten a better Asher, but it's alright. This is weird. Ooh. It's just weird though, no? Like, because when I look at the map state, it's like push mid. You're gonna push mid one more time. You don't have like obviously there's no herald or anything like that, so you push it again. Everyone's just leaning through here. You have a deep, really deep push top. They've done this a few times. Is this the same team that did this? I think it... Was it BLG last game that did it? Where they could go through mid and like kind of attack this section. And then this guy just... No, it was WBG, because it was the Shy on Rumble. It was the game 1. Like, where he could just push out bot, probably on his own. You have enough identifiers, and these guys can actually get the vision. And then you chill out, and then you're like, control of these two is a little bit better. But instead, they really lean super hard on this. And then, here's the thing. What happens if this guy doesn't move? Like, this guy would just push mid and start hitting. And yeah, you take this out, but there's no seesaw. Like, you can't move back and forth. So, like, you're just full committing to this, which is not good. And these guys are just responding poorly. So... yeah, they're kind of just responding poorly, and they're just like getting all caught up. Like their brains are just like saying, "Oh shit, we gotta get them, we gotta get them." And like, yeah, like now you're like making this like 5-play on Weiwei. Weiwei's just like giving them zoning power, right? And he ends up dying, but it's just like, who's on a shutdown?
For BLG to get in,
oh, why the hell did he say shutdown? I don't even know. I don't know, man. Personally, if it's me, yeah, I definitely would have done the other map play. Alongside the rest of forcing the rest of BLG back. I think now you're in a position where coming out of this, Yagao using the TP to top side. I think it's a bit of a mistake. I think you kind of needed BLG to have Yagao with the opportunity to try and play for side lane, because you now got Xiao who has TP, the Shy has TP, Dragons in 50 seconds, and you can send both of these guys off the side lane to make sure that you're in an uncomfortable position as BLG to try and contest the threat. Rainbow has slowly been climbing up his gold a little bit more here and there. 2,500 gold overall in the team right now, but this Drake is so... Well, this is it. Will BLG get the last dragon? Weiwei's just fucking walking in. No fucks given. Just trying to see if they know. I mean, based on the situation, they got initial vision on top side sooner, so they're looking to clear this. So if they already got this established vision on top side, most likely they're gonna get the established vision on bot side first. So he's just kind of blind invading as Syndra's not there. You know Caitlyn's above, so I guess the only indicator to him on this was that he moved in because Caitlyn showed here. So he, like, again, nothing bad happens, but that's why he kind of did this.
more important for this squad than even it normally would be. He comes back to FP, you want to be there first, you want to set up the traps, and give yourself the best possible chance here on this. Yaga going in here after Shy. Shy gets away.
But still, nice little bit of chunk. They got a little bit of damage on Wei, a little bit of damage on Light. Now they get the chunk there on the Shy. Luckily, he was able to pick up some money for, which is really nice on this Ocean Rift to try to heal back up. Because
hard. It's definitely hard because now this guy like took over this flank above, so you have to fish him out. But this guy is terrible at it. This guy's terrible at it unless he like full bursts him. He's strong. I don't know how strong he is. And then Poppy can't go there because Poppy has to put attention on here. Why is Elk there?
Not with the Ocean Rift to try to heal her on the Shy. Luckily, he was able to pick up
okay,
some money
well,
Here after Shy.
Light. Now they get a bit of chunk there on the Shy. Luckily,
This Yaga going.
damage on Wei, a little bit of damage on Light. Now they get a bit of chunk there on the Shy.
so the only it's a very weird situation, but traditionally, like, Caitlyn can be here and play for the wave. I'd prefer if Kalista was here and just already establishing herself with the team so she does not have to walk around.
Luckily,
Because
he
one
was
of
able
the
to pick up some
benefits
in the kit, but now BLG,
of having everyone together,
this up, they want to try
she can't walk this way, right? Because at this point she'll get pinched. But if she's already here and be able to hit, you can actually hold this line better, and you can even hold this line better. And now these guys have a way harder time of entering. But because Elk is like, you know, it's like the ADC brain of like, I need the mid-wave. Like, oh my god, guys, we can't let this mid-wave slip. That would be so bad. It's like, you're playing for this. If you get this, you win the game. Like, relax. And so we're going to notice the power of Graves. Oh man, this Graves is just getting shit on.
Posing a threat here from the side, wants to try to distract him long enough here for the Drake to be claimed by the rest of the team, but Shun's finally going to be killed. Weiwei's in the pit. Distract him long enough. Poke coming out as On loses half HP. Yagao.
Dude,
Posing
what?
a threat here from the side, wants to try to distract him long enough here for the Drake to be claimed by the rest of the team.
Oh man, no fucking way.
He's not with him though. Elk's in a bit of an awkward spot, and you got.
Oh, he panic-E'd.
Secure the soul here. Their AD's not with him though. Elk's in a bit of an awkward spot, and you got.
So I'm trying to think here. Is there a world where does he have flash? Oh, he doesn't.
Starting this up, they
Holy fuck. Huh. Can they catch him? So he doesn't have flash, right? If you Ash Arrow this way, he probably gets hit, and you're going to try to chase him down. Now, of course, these guys will interrupt you instantly, like if you try to move that way. So it's probably fine.
They want to try to secure the soul here.
And then he has this position. I probably prefer him moving this way than this way. I mean, then again, Poppy gets this. But if he moves over here, like, they can't really do anything. Him panicking is definitely the worst part. Definitely the worst part.
Elk's coming around from the side.
Oh, not having that is so bad.
But Weiwei's always going to be the guy eating the cupcake.
He can definitely just proto belt too at this point and get another Q off, and this guy's just like not having it, you know? Like, he doesn't have to commit his R yet, or this. Like, the second he uses both these like abilities, now his value like kind of starts dropping. So Yagao kind of played this pretty poorly. And then like, so he catches him doing this, right? Like, he doesn't want this situation to happen. I'm trying to see, what is Caitlyn doing, by the way? Caitlyn traps are dog shit.
Awkward spot, and you guys want to try to secure the soul here. Their AD BLG.
Nah, Caitlyn traps were so bad. So if you're Caitlyn, put one here, put one here, put one here. Like, you need to just like build a situation that's hard for him to like, he needs to go around. Don't do this weird shit where it's like spaced. Like, what is this? This doesn't do anything. So Anna's, I don't know. I don't know what he's cooking. And then obviously it would be great if Kalista was on this, because then once you start building Ren stacks, now you're in a position where you can just win the game with that alone. But Weiwei's just like, fuck you guys. I'm just gonna charge my R and see what happens. It was a good clip by them too. Ooh.
Kills off Shun. The Drake will be claimed by Weibo, and the fight still going. Ben wants to fight back, but he ain't gonna find anybody here just yet. Ocean Drake over to Weibo.
Man, they were ready for that shit too.
It was entirely spread out with the fact that Gaga could not get access to the background the way he wanted. Meant that Weiwei could cover the front line. They hit offshore the pit, and now they might just get the Baron on top of it.
They get this. So they get that. And then this translates into... What is this? Like a TP on the mid-wave? These guys are just getting caught out just like contesting the mid-wave as is. Nice Ash Arrow. Fuck me. There fucking is. So they get this. Do they win this game with fucking Graves top? Because this guy's done absolutely nothing outside of just like pushing. Ooh, that's a return play right there, baby. They can't do it still. They just don't have enough. I hate Caitlyn's support, by the way. It's a really good flank by him. Good ward, too. It looked like his spell usage was better, too. It's good. Really good. I mean, the TP flank just ruins it, because, like, Weiwei does not have R, and it's really hard to peel any of this. And the Shy's, like, just committing... Oh my god. Nice. Well played. It was a good choice by the Shy to go on that. It was a good flank by Yagao, and his spell usage was for the most part good. Well. Weiwei can't do anything about this. Ben kind of fumbled it though. If Ben could have gone Weiwei in that last situation, huge. But he couldn't finish it. So we're back at this again. So these guys don't have their mid inhib. I'm sorry I keep rewinding. I need to look at this real quick. Don't have Aatrox. They can let them come in. It's not a problem, but like Akali actually has to find a reasonable flank. Oh my god, Elf. Holy fuck. Well, that's that. Like, that's rough. Syndra's very strong. Very, very strong. Ooh, Weiwei. And that's all she wrote. Holy shit. What a fucking amazing game by Weiwei. Honestly, actually. What a really good game by Weiwei. Damn. Okay, I need to be back real quick. I need a second. I need 1 second. Give me 1 second still. We'll get rid of this real quick. You got some food. Some Ritz crackers. Okay. So, continue to this. Ooh.
Right, like when you look back to when.
What do we got? We got. Also, I need to put this thing here. Okay, so we're keeping the Rumble ban. They banned Poppy. I mean, it's freaking fair, man. Like I said, he played really well. He's been playing well this whole series. Outside of, well, there's some cases where like I'm not like happy about some of the things, but for the most part, it's been good. Are we gonna ban Nico Ori still?
They played in summer. It was like, hey, we got things like Annie Mid and Yako's been able to get out on the map and roam, but we just haven't really seen him get that opportunity in this game. And with
So they matched the Vi ban off the Poppy ban.
What is the answer? Is it
Orianna?
No, it is going to be the Orianna immediately in that first pick.
So the thing that's interesting to me here is back in game number 1, we had the Jarvan banned, we had the Vi picked, and then Bel'Veth was the AD jungler that came out. This time around, Jarvan, Vi, Bel'Veth, they are all banned away. The Poppy also being banned.
Now, are they afraid about giving Jax? Like, is that a thing for them? Are they afraid of giving Jax?
It does leave a lot of other OPs open. We've got the Orianna first pick for BLG, and look at this, it's more Ashe priority.
Okay, I mean, for them,
locked in for Weibo.
Yeah, and I'm not fully
I guess they're basically
right?
saying,
Like, you can
look,
substitute this in towards line if you want.
we're just gonna take Ashe. Like, this champ is like winning us all this shit. They take Sejuani this time so they don't let their jungle fall through, and then they take Jax. Personally, red side lost.
Look, this is what was successful for us. Let's just try and play our style.
Well, and now they're gonna
It's gonna be a very hard game.
So that's why I knew they were going Jax as soon as they locked the set. When he do change up the picking order from last time they were on blue side, where they actually versus the Jax this time, the Orianna wasn't banned, they grabbed back, because if I was banned out, that would have been the change for Weibo on the red side. So they're gonna have an incredibly strong top lane pairing. The Rel comes through. We are assuming that this is gonna be Weiwei's pick, of course. Yes, there is in theory a chance that it's gonna be Ashe AD and it's gonna be Rel support, but we're working on the assumption that this is jungle.
Especially since you probably ban away a lot of those things. Like, I mean, well, even what the action first is like you can move it in towards like ban take lane. You can try and ban maybe take away blisters yourselves or ban away the bars as well. Or say, hey, look, we want to go back towards the norm.
This is interesting. We haven't seen that so far this series, but I think they're trying to get one step ahead on the side.
That's interesting. We have not seen Senna TK like at all. It actually is. Is it actually any good? Well, they're not going to get the Varus, right? So it needs to be something else they get. So there's like, what, Caitlyn? I guess Callista, technically, though it's not really my fondest Callista game. Xayah. I don't know. There's like some picks, right? There's some picks. TK. I mean, TK does not like playing against Rel. I mean, that's just a fact. He definitely does not like playing against Rel. Even if Rel's jungle, you still don't like it because it's like a lot of AoE. I will say though, if they had Senna TK, I mean, it lets them play this completely. But their balling should get Varus fan. I mean, we'll see. Okay, so they chose to ban these champs, and they're opting to give them Varus again. Okay, so they're getting Varus again. They ban Rakan. Rakan slipped. Huh. Where you first pick? Renata was up. They didn't want to pick Rakan blind either. I don't know. This looks pretty iffy.
To the next difficult question, which is if you do draft the standard bot lane, do you just get absolutely clobbered by Ashe plus another AD carry?
And this is where I think you take the Aatrox to the top lane for the shot, and you leave open up.
So it's pretty iffy.
When
Holy fucking shit. I mean, to be fair, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think there's a lot of picks that actually save your draft anyways, so it's actually not the worst.
This is such a sick pick. I mean, just like me AD carry now. We want more. This is everything.
I respect it, right? You're the ones in the driver's seat. The Shine's the guy with the hot hand. He's been crushing this series. He's my MVP of the series so far. So give him this pick. Give him this ability to try to outplay Vin and really dominate him as he's done in 3 straight games.
And Shun is going to be hyper aware how good the Shy is on this pick. Because when Shun was the jungler for IG, he brought it out. They played heavily over on the top side to make sure it would work out. So, and this is going to be heavy push. They need to get the resources into Shy so he can carry this.
I actually love Bard. When I'm playing against low mobility carries, I think Bard is so incredible at setting up these engages. When I look at Ashe and I look at Syndra, you're just kind of pointing like the ulti on their head from the screen away, and that is going to land. And then you have the follow-up potentially of that Orianna ball waiting for them.
So they were cooking up a Heimer. No, I can't stress to say that. God, how bad Bard. Do I actually like Bard here? I don't know. I don't know if I'm the most fond of Bard, but what else would they take? Emilio actually is pretty good. I probably would have taken Emilio. I'm not gonna be honest. Like, you want to try to make these plays with him? Sure, by all means. And maybe they know there's like a Heimer behind. I don't know, but it's definitely a simpler pick. Heimer, I mean, it's the same strategy. I mean, like they have, oops, not that. They literally have this guy and these guys like wanting to play for push and like be aggressive. So it creates like a forced situation, but it's just like these guys are really scary for this guy. These guys not really that scary. It won't really be an issue. They'll get out of it once he switches to blue, right? Once he gets the blue gun, it'll be a little bit better. We'll see how it goes. I mean, any person that's played Heimer so far in this tournament has been really bad. Like, pretty bad.
How well can on that top.
You can get matchups. It is ridiculously important to be able to deny that ward and get it for your team.
Weiwei, he's in some trouble here. Bin's made his way up. Counter strike coming in for the stun. Weiwei gets away with a crash.
Love it. So, did they see this guy walk in? No, they just blinded. Oh, actually, they did. Okay. Here is something everyone needs to know when it comes to the ship. So when you're walking through the side bush, you need to literally do it this way. You cannot go this way. Why? Guess what? If you walk through here, they see this shit. This actually shows. So you cannot do this level 1. If you didn't know this, now you do. So, yeah, they knew it. They knew this happened, and that's why this kind of happens. I'll also say there's a chance that if Bard moved this way and queued, he might get lucky on this. He also could do a very blind, like, flash Q this way. And this guy has to instantly flash W. And he might die, actually. This kind of depends on what you want to spend for this kind of situation. The reaction to seeing them show up here should be their bot lane gain full control, and they have turrets, so I would really love a terrible turret. Okay, so I'm already going to instantly say that Chris might not know what the hell he's doing, which is a little worrisome. Rel is pathing top for Quinn, which is, I mean, expected, because it's not like it's just Jax on its own. Like, it's a Jax with a Sejuani, so it's pretty spooky. Okay, I like it. So I'm going to talk about the aftermath from this level 1. So for this level 1, you know, Weiwei got forced out top. They dropped no wards to, you know, on the off chance of anything happening, right? Like, technically, Sejuani could have blind invaded if she really wanted to. These guys are leashing Sejuani, mostly because they know they're already late to bot side with Bard showing. So you might as well help your jungler have a faster clear. So if she's getting leashed, she's going to be faster than, you guessed it, Rel. Okay, so that's something to consider. So she finishes this, wraps around. Typically, so the thing is, right now, this is super spicy, so like, every top lane, like, jungler is looking at this, right? Like, they're all looking towards top. Now, he has a ward from Ori that shows Rel, and he just, like, you could tell, like, what Syndra's trying to do is lean towards the Rel, clear the wave, and then move. but
Melee's gonna win
Jun is here
that
first.
trade, but in
So
Melee, it's Xiaohu now getting jumped on. Shouldn't
yeah,
go around for the gank. Arctic Assault leads the way, but Xiaohu flashes over the wall in the river. Wait, was there waiting on Shun's not gonna
rough.
take that summer spell to the wall.
Good.
You can see immediately Shun's starting to move in. Wei spots him, misses the crash down though, and Shun will be able to take a good immediate after the bleeds away, but Xiaohu flashes
Really
over
good.
the wall into the river. Wei was there waiting on range.
Was Weiwei making the right decision?
Making sure that he's getting those trades back. That's what it's all about in Melee.
In theory, yes, just because, so if Weiwei comes through here, he might spot Sejuani moving too, like in transition, which is what he wants to do. He's not naturally going to look mid because it's like, you know, you're just waiting for this guy to finish. So the only difference here is it's a leash diff. This is literally it. It's a leash diff. This guy is here sooner because he got a leash. Otherwise, he would have spotted him. So that little change up by BLG like duo to just accept the situation as is in bot lane, great. That's how they got that. Oh, so again, the fact that WBG put no wards after like what happened.
Misses the crash down though, and Shun would be able to take a good chunk off the jungler as well.
And he has red buff, so Weiwei can not really fight this. Rough. And then naturally Quinn is like kind of in a more awkward situation. Like, yeah, he probably won't get dove because like the wave is like not that crazy. But yeah, that sucks. Lost the red. And because what happened to Xiaohu, also again kind of getting shit on and mid down. Do I like what Bard did there? Well, I'll say right now, I hate that he hit the plant. I guess the only reason why he hit the plant was because, yeah, maybe Syndra could have warded this. Do they know where Syndra warded? No. Okay, so they don't know if Syndra used her ward. So you also don't know if she used her ward down here, which is why he hit it. I don't know why he also hit Sweeper, though. If you're gonna hit this, he should have hit it and then run back bot lane. Like, he shouldn't really mess around too much more. Yeah, sure, canceling the base, really great. But you're bot lane to play the game, man. So Weiwei, you know, this guy base TP's back, which makes sense, right? And then he builds a wave, and then Weiwei uses that wave. He's like, okay, yoink. Rough. That's so rough, because actually Jun was doing a really good job, so Weiwei did a... basically did a skill check, and he won. We know, of course, that Weiwei has base, and Jun is going to be fine continuing going down towards bot side with the bouncing wave. It isn't From a lighting control the bottom lane, every down here, we're seeing Elk take big chunks of his health bar. That's a really good sign for Weibo, considering as these games have been, the top lane severely favoring them. It's been Elk and all that got the better from the bottom lane the past couple. I would say though, like this is kind of the Chris special in the LPL. He's still one of the few support players that's willing to bring out the Heimerdinger, and he's playing in good work. So I think now that like Chris have that opportunity to play a little bit more aggressive, you'll see him leaning over towards it. See for Weiwei at the moment. He's a dragon, getting control there, and as long as BLG are getting their hands on dragons, it becomes very difficult for them to force team fights. That would then lend itself in towards being a bit more useful. You have to wait for the compositional trends. All right, do it, man.
For BLG, so BLG cannot play. We know that Weiwei is actually doing dragon now. He gets the message. Wei couldn't push in the wave. He actually had to back off. He's gonna spend his TP on a completely screwed top wave. Just try to crash it in because he didn't have any info on where Weiwei was. So it's definitely a tough spot now for Bin.
Cool, easy.
They're taking dragon, but Weiwei's happy to be. Elk's looking over. Somebody coming on the wall. Weiwei should drop here. The flash is going to use.
Oh, not easy, not easy. I mean, like, they have first duo reset. Ashe should run straight to the dragon. I don't know why, like, Ashe should be where Heimer is. And I don't know why Heimer's going through mid either. Like, dude, these guys are so weird. What is this? What is wrong with this guy? What is wrong with Crisp? Like, this guy's pissing me off now. Like, just come here to the dragon, hit this. How is, like, the only other relevant reason I can imagine this is if, like, somehow, like, the Syndra situation is, like, not fixed. This guy base TP'd, right? So this guy is building the wave, and Syndra lets it come in, which is good, and then they're contesting 1v1.
I will say though, like this is kind of the Chris special in the LPL. He's still one of the few support players that is willing to bring out the Heimerdinger, and he's putting in good work.
The only fix I can see is he takes crap, and instead of doing the dragon, he's actually playing on mid wave and waiting for his bot lane to reestablish, or he goes to his Gromp and lets things play out. Because if it is true that Syndra is struggling, this is why Crisp is going there. But at the same time, Like everything stems from this. Like this guy's starting the
So Bin
dragon.
cannot play to it. We know that Weiwei is actually doing the dragon, and now he gets the message, but he couldn't push in the wave. He actually had
Like
to
Ash should
back
already be
off, and
here.
he's gonna have to spend his
This
TP
guy should already
on
be
a
here.
completely screwed top wave to try to crash that in because he didn't have
Honestly,
any info on where Weiwei was.
I think they get it done.
That would then learn, as you can tell, names have been
Of course, that wave dive on top side.
And probably Jun should not stay so long. I mean, it's fine. Like, losing the first dragon is not the biggest deal, and he finished these camps because he's basically waiting for his 80 to base anyways. The only like difference is if he based now and took whatever buy he had, he would have come, done the Raptors, he would have been with Bard, they would have played on mid-wave, and the mid-wave situation actually would have been a lot worse for WBG, which maybe that's actually worth it. But outside of that, like, yeah, if he does this like full clear and everything, and these guys just like show up sooner, because they should be here a little bit sooner, no problem. But because it took them too long, yeah, it like, that mid thing like happens, and then I don't know why, like, he walks in because he doesn't want to get hit by a Bard thing. So he's already committed to, I'm dead. I'm dead, guys. So these guys just need to get the fuck out at this point. Like, you can fuck with them a little bit, but like, that's it. Like, just get out of them. And then, of course, somehow Crisp is like killing himself. Come on, man.
He's supposed to be the one taking that punishment, getting beat down on the bot side, getting first blood, and the second is huge.
But this is where
Oh,
they
man.
way back. They didn't need to fight. They didn't need to overextend. They got the dragon, get the hell out of dodge. But instead, they ended up keeping those kills across because they think they can take a fight. And BLG are happy to get some gold on top on side.
I mean, it's tough, right? Weiwei's really low in this position. You know, and I think you just had to at least give up Weiwei, and then the others could run, right? So you're always gonna lose that one kill. I don't think he's ever gonna get out, but I agree. Chris could have just ran for the hills here early on, and we would have likely been out scot-free. Instead, does go for the flash to follow his different
I think it's worth the stage, right? Again, dragon stacking is a big call here.
It is what it is.
He knows he can't go much further than just a couple of attacks here. Follow on the journey. He takes a lot of damage, but he gets away in time. Like on 482. And now comes the red white gun. Chris has no flash. Elk just follows him through the tunnel and buries him there.
Sneak shooting in the tunnel, knocks him out of the sky there. Elf on a killing spree now in the bot lane.
Okay, I mean, I don't really know what to say, but like, if I'm Heimer, he's contesting really deep in for some odd reason. Like, there's nothing cheeky that Heimer can do here. Like, Heimer just sets up turrets and you constantly push, and that's your main advantage. Like, all he had to do was play for the tri-brush here. Play for the tri-brush. This guy's moving up here, and then he either connects with him, or he can go this way. You know, like, it's just like a little triangle. The fact that he's, like, here is just weird. Like, really weird. Also, this guy loses, like, flash for flash, and, like, Jack's kind of trading into him. Keep in mind, once this guy gets static, like, whatever happens top doesn't matter. Like, the Jack's side push will be, like, mostly negated. So, Jax is definitely just, like, on a timer of, like, being able to enjoy the game. And the Sejuani's not had an opportunity to actually even make a play on top. For the most part. Like, this guy's inting, so, like, the Sejuani's like, I'm gonna come down here. You know? And of course, you know, in the end, like, if we look at this and let's say Sejuani did not come down here, yeah, they caught the Bard. Like, they're like, look, he's looking to trap the Bard, shifting down. But should Bard be doing this, like, route in the first place? Probably not. So, yeah. He just sees.
He takes a lot of damage, but he gets away in just those couple of auto attacks. Get away. The follow-up is on, wants to go on a magical journey.
No, he can't take that, actually. He'll just die. Well, maybe not die. He would lose his flash. I don't know. Maybe I'm trolling. Maybe it was actually fine. I don't know. Personally, I'd prefer just playing with the jungler instead of doing this, like, little trap play. Because, like, he could just be in the bush, too.
He'll survive the all-in attempt. He knows he can't.
Yeah, like, they clearly know this is not warded. So, like, he already could have been in the bush. Yeah, no, that's weird. And then he could have had an easier exit route. Yeah, it is weird. And of course, Sejuani responded to that play, and even though they killed Heimer, I will say right now, killing Heimer, like, more delaying being able to make plays top. And Jax, again, is a timer, or, like, being able to enjoy the game. Not scaling-wise, obviously Jax scales, but in a sense that, like, if Quinn is perma-pushing waves, Jax is perma-catching waves.
And that's why I think Weiwei isn't going to wait around behind him. He's going to move up in that lane, make sure that he's in position to be able to respond. Good vault there from the Shy, the Q. But this is where the problem comes. If you're not way ahead, is that the Q from Jax is way lower cooldown. And if they go this high, those games are Weiwei's here.
here. But Yagao and On have also rotated up. We have 4v2 tie. You see Chris also making his way up there with pings. Coming up from Weibo on the ward in the middle of top lane. Yagao will be able to teleport to and find a further counter attack. So BLG call off.
Chris though, still stepping up to the flash. They know that.
So nice aim on the 20. He's got locked out.
Dude, what the fuck is going on with this guy, man? This guy's actually win trading, by the way. Because naturally, you know, this guy moves up. The Heimer is level 4. Like, the Herald actually doesn't matter as much if you're WBG. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. Heimer being up here is bad. Like, Heimer needs to get XP, be a force. You're just supposed to sit, plot your ass down, and, like, do shit. The fact that he's dying like this, like, look what happens. Like, so he's dead. And then this Elk is, like, the kind of player who constantly plays inward. Like, he always, like, takes the high risk. Even though he outputs a lot, he always takes a high risk. So they mistrack TP. This guy gets in here. He thought he was gonna get stunned right away, so he flashed instantly. Yeah, he had. I mean, like in the end, he kind of has to flash, so it's well played by Xiaohu. And he's a bounty. Like again, this is like the case with the Shy in game 1, where it's like you're a bounty. You're actually worth like 600 gold. And if it's assist 750 gold, don't put yourself in a situation where that's going to be lost, at least initially. It's fine if it happens later, but initially don't do it because it is a big turnaround. So that guy just dies, and now it's just like an offset of deaths that I don't know what you do. Like, I mean, in the end, I guess, like, I mean, Elk dying, like, yeah, it's great. Like, Syndra got, like, a bad amount. Heimer is level 4, you gotta do something about that. Igal got another kill, though. It's still... I don't know. I really don't know. I might just let this play out. I might not even stop it that much because he's just so useless. Wei is still playing pretty well. Because I mean, like, look, these guys literally rolled up top, right? Like, they rolled up top. You know they're top. Flashed, whatever. I mean, On's, like, kind of playing, like, pretty weird bard. This guy's pushing bot, so someone has to respond to this. That's where the TP comes in from Quinn, so Quinn's now going to start responding. They are still playing into this topside situation versus just like, okay, we already cleared this out. I'm going to fish on mid plays as Sejuani because that is just like way more beneficial. So we're still like messing around with this. Okay. Then this guy kind of gets like semi caught out. And now they're forcing him out. And it's like, okay, you're playing into this side. Not really necessary. Like you're as long as if Bilios is not dying, it's good. And then naturally, you know, like he has to drop Herald because I assume it's ending. And then he's like, I'm just gonna run into the river. But they're coming down from river, so now you yourself are getting forced out and have to flash. That sucks. You lose your Herald. Yeah, you lose your Herald. So now BLG just have like the. It's just so annoying because they have such a fat lead. All it requires is just having a little self-control. You're fine. So he has it. Static Shiv is done.
Loses opportunity for a back here. TP's planning to reinforce on Shin together. Do not have enough damage to burst it down in time. Xiaohu teleporting in. Scatterweak will not find a target. I mean, just being used to the I mean, that was more to see the catch out. I think on the reset. That's not really going to do much, but I think the big problem is, I'm trying to reset. But the problem is this Static Shiv Quinn isn't.
Oh no. This looks pretty hard. And again, I'm not really fond of Ashe AD. Like, it's literally just meant to get pushed. Like, their whole comp is literally just meant to get pushed. It's just, it's not a great comp. Obviously, BLG's looks infinitely better. So you just have to play really well around your priorities if you're WBG. And oof, that was a pretty good guess. Yeah, that was pretty sick. That was a good shockwave placement. So this 2 TPs now that BLG has placed that netted them kills, and the flow is just bad. Like obviously you can tell the flow of the game for WBG is just so awkward because Heimer's like, okay, well we can't really do what we want to do, and since I'm not that strong, like the Quinn has to like side split. I mean, obviously she's gonna side split all the time, but the fact that their duo is like not as like in the position they wish to be, Central is like, all right, well, we don't have to do anything around you guys. I can just go straight to the Quinn and like, you know, it's just awkward. See, like they're just going through mid. Like this shouldn't be the case. Like technically, BLGs like should not be having as much control as they do through mid to be able to just constantly go into like the sides, but they do. I don't know. I mean, he's just being an idiot. He is just being an idiot. This is like for sure one of the games that I've like not commentated as much, but I think it's mostly just because this one actually has the most like random errors, I want to say. Like it's not so much as like, oh, they could have done this versus this or do this versus this. It's like this is just not. So here's the thing. When you get in situations like this, you know, naturally you feel like you need to be pulled to like help this as they're like leaning up and pushing this. Dude, don't let these guys, like, don't let these stragglers do this shit. Like, I think a lot of teams, like, if you're late on the switch, so like, watch. He's hitting up here. They got mid wave first, and they see Quinn. So obviously they're all rolling top. At this point, this is fucking dead. If you make a play around here, this area, you will have a jump start on it. And that's what you should look for. You could probably easily get a flash with Bardar. Like, just think a little bit more, like, creatively. Because, like, just standing here doesn't do anything. Like, so what if they come this way? Like, you don't need to try to defend this. And so, like, he finally uses it, but it's like, you don't get it. Like, they just... Like, you have to be able to harness these, like, looks. These quick looks. If you're playing, like, a champ like Bard and you're playing these champs. And then, I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, I mean, this guy was just pushing too deep. He just died. Like, what can I say? This is definitely the worst game of the series, for sure.
It's so tough, right? I think you're just looking for picks. You're hoping that you can hit Nash on a squishy target and burst them down, right? And that is going to be really difficult story on, but it becomes very, very difficult. There's going to be places. This is how Quinn wins matches. You have to push, you have to play aggressive, you can't play slow, or every time you're fighting, Jack's lead striking, you'll just lose, right? Just kind of how it works. So you expose yourself to getting attacked, you expose yourself to these TPs. It hasn't even been about Shun getting up there and helping Bin at all. It's been about Yagao, it's been about long.
Alright. How do we finish this? How do we finish this game? Is it going to be another 10 minutes of dragon stacking, or will they... I should do something a little bit different. Will they actually take Baron before dragon stacking? So far, they're kind of just slow playing it, like they're just kind of peeling it away. Also, notice that Jax is now even in CS versus the Quinn. Again, that stems from the fact that their duo completely collapsed and like failed. So the Quinn can't like, or the Quinn literally cannot operate the way she wants to operate. Like she actually even has to pull down the Syndra to help her, which is not ideal. It is taking a really long time for them to even remotely do this. All they need is like some burst damage, a Sejuani R, and they win. That's literally it. Like if they really wanted to, they could slow play this with Vision on top side, and then just have either the Bard or the Seju go through bot, and you just gotta force the situation, and you're done. So far, again, like all they're doing pretty much is like they're upkeeping Vision on top side, and then they like this. Like I mean, like this is exactly what I was talking about. I mean, yeah, I guess this kind of works. Like the Bard literally went bot and just killed someone because eventually someone has to go down there, and it's kind of hard to play. Light's dead. 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 I mean, nothing really else to it, guys. I mean, this game was just
the Orianna taken off the table.
And now the question is,
Let's look at
do
the
you say,
last
all right,
one.
Do we ban it? Like, you know, you have to kind of wonder.
So we
what is
upkept the
response gonna be?
Jax ban. They
Because
tried
this does really feel like they want to
two
go
things.
towards
They tried
Maokai.
Aatrox,
It's
and then
gotta
they
be the first pick
tried
Maokai. It is. And now
Quinn.
the response.
Rumble. So again, same bans. Now they even banned Silas. So they're pressuring a Maokai first pick. Okay.
There are some power picks still available.
It feels like though they want to go back towards what
Okay,
has
first
traditionally worked for Xiaohu in summer, which is these 80
Now, are these guys gonna think
Take
we need to
them
pick
out, guys, they
Ash?
chase, go back to
Like,
basics,
is
have
this
an
like the
opportunity
world
then
we
play
live in,
around
where like
that
they
and
feel like
try
they need to
and
pick
play
this
out
champ?
one in what has been a strong solid
Do you
for
think BLG would take
I
it
really
away,
do
though?
love Rel
There you
1-2
go.
though.
'Cause that's what I think.
Yeah.
Is it's like
No
it's such
way.
an obvious pairing
Not
that
picking
you know
that.
they're going to go towards it. So either A, have to have a good answer to it, or B, you just take it.
What?
And they are just going to take it because Yagao, I feel like, is pretty comfortable playing this pick as well. When I think of him, this is one of the champions that he's willing to play.
I don't
Doesn't
know
really
about
feel like
that.
a bin champion to me that much. But you know there are.
I
a
really
lot of
don't know
games
about
that I've
this.
seen this guy play Jace in mid.
Yeah, it's just
I mean, like, I really highly prefer doing Rel. Like, I just love like the flexibility it gives you in the draft to kind of decide on whether you want to do something like maybe more spicy in bot lane, or just have a generally decent jungler who's also so happens to be pretty good into Maokai.
just a question of what you
I
compare with. Looks
prefer
like it's
that.
going to be the Sejuani
Uh,
that's going to come through, and I feel like you kind of want to go for something that's a bit
Let's see.
more AP heavy, because I don't think
So they picked
Sejuani's gonna
Caitlyn
give
Lux
you
with this
enough-
last
sorry,
time, I think.
AP heavy at the top side, because I don't feel like Sejuani gives you enough AP unless you're thinking of, hey,
I think what
oh,
they're looking at right now. So if that's, for instance, they took Caitlyn Lux, this guy's pretty good into these champs, right? Same with like Sejuani, like she's pretty good into these champs. What these champs are not so good into is like actually more engaged. So if they take this, there's also no Poppy. They can't pick Poppy. They take this and they take like I don't know. Like I mean, the most common thing we always see is the Renata. That's kind of annoying. I mean, he has more options than just that technically, but it does give you like leeway against other. Like they can't pick their full bot lane. They can't take a full bot lane.
go
They're like
towards something
countering.
like maybe his bot lane hasn't something trial, but it definitely is an LPL pressure.
And also, like, I feel like more okay.
So there it
to go
is,
full
right?
physical than it is go full magic. It's either
So
good
now-
or not. So Kalista plus Renata, really strong bot lane here. Now the question is, what is your answer? 'Cause
You have a random Jace. Might not be so happy. You have a
That Renata for
Cassante
Chris, we
who
talked about how
this is actually fine. Probably like I'm trying to think. I mean, like you really, dude, you have no AP though. It's not fine. It's not fine. What are the only AP picks I can even imagine is like Kennen and Gwen. Gwen's actually not half bad. This is fucking weird. This is really weird.
how effective
But again, this stems from the
pick
fact that
has
you took
been, how Alfredo Di Stefano
Sejuani
responds to
Jace.
Cassante. The last lock
It's
in
a
the
very
second round of it.
weird combo. So now at this point, you're going to ban solos. Obviously, you know, they're probably going to play an AP mid. So you're probably going to ban, I don't know. Talia's dog shit. Probably ban Azir. And then ban... Oh, man, does this guy have something spicy top that's on? Maybe ban Aatrox? I feel like you want to put one ban into Azir, though. Unless you're... I mean, they could also just pick... No, I mean, no, they can't, obviously.
Fans come
Because,
through.
yeah,
And
shit,
that's a
I
good
think you
call,
bought
as you're
people
saying,
put a ban in.
Robertson,
We'll see.
Taking that
Nar.
AD heavy, it's gonna work out well, and it does kind of give you that strong front line as well. For hey, Kalista's gonna jump into it. We got an opportunity to try and play this rope in the team fight with a very strong front line, and potentially two ADs hammered away the back.
But absolutely, I think we're going to see Xiao just go like something that is high damage, you know, AP that can actually deal front line. I think Cinder actually handles it pretty well. He can scale really well, and like he used to be able to. So that can work pretty.
So Zyra Khan makes sense. That's good. Aatrox. Okay, so there's the Aatrox. They banned Gnar. Again, I probably would have preferred banning a mid laner. Like one mid, one top.
Perhaps you're onto something here.
Yeah, it's smelling like a croc.
Yeah, it's, we'll see if that's the answer, but we are still seeing another contest.
Ash. Okay, cool. So
really kind of crazy like that, or
there's like Aphelios lanes. There's the Caitlyn Lux lane. There's that one's too spicy. Can't do that one.
Or do you just play stock standard 5v5 and just play for that, right? There's a lot of different options, but this is your whole year on the line. You gotta make the right choice.
I think
And by the way, I didn't say like they can't do Caitlyn Lux lane. I was thinking in my head Ezreal Karma, but that shit is not actually that good. But it is what came through my head.
Yeah, I think that been incredibly good meal. He's even someone who's like experimented with a lot of builds in solo queue.
Renata's not very good at it.
Not the new even had like
So it's for sure AP mid. and it's probably Azir, I assume. I mean, like, technically Syndra can lane better, I guess, so maybe it's Syndra, but Syndra's also not the best into, like, these other two. So I feel like you would... I mean, you can pick a Kali, but I would generally prefer a champ that can contest the mid wave.
Echoes of Helia, and it's like, well, a lot of time to figure out how the champion works. So I think it could be a great last pick here to make things
I mean, I also think when you're actually looking at Emilio, it's a great answer.
Amazing.
As well as now.
Yeah, so like you get Azir, and they should have banned Azir because it's such a easy pick. Now, picking Ornn is great because they showed Cassante, and this is why like the Jace pick made no sense by them because if they kind of felt compelled to have to go this route, and now you have a top laner who, yeah, I mean your top laner technically will win in the early game versus Ornn, but like long term, your fucking mid bot is fucked. I don't know what to tell you, but your mid bot are pretty screwed this game. I like the WBG adjustment. It was good. Like, they literally picked more engage, knowing that Cassante... Well, knowing that Jace does not favor that. And Cassante is good to deal with engage, right? But the bot lane picks they had in the pool at this point... I mean, maybe you pick, like, Xayah Braum or something. Like, you don't pick, like, enchanters. You pick something that might get fucked by this comp. Or by their duel a little bit. Like, you'll go down in CS. But you just accept it because your goal is to, you know, basically be useful in fights. In fights with this comp, like, I mean, I hope to God they win early game, because if you don't win early game, this is going to be really bad.
Actually went for the red smite, because generally to me that means you're growing AP. That's usually what you do see, but he's playing phase rush, and he's still playing on a team with Azir, so I don't really feel like you need to be going in towards AP. You know, generally people are more prioritizing tank style builds these days, so we'll be seeing if he's kind of splashing into it for a little bit of damage, or if it's actually going to be that demonic race rush.
I've seen him quite a bit, though. That demonic race, I wouldn't be surprised to see that one come through. Even if the
Especially when you're not so AP.
I mean, I do agree, but I still have seen a lot of...
So this guy
That's usually what you do see, but he's playing phase rush.
is full red.
You feel like you need to be going in towards AP. You know, generally people are more prioritizing tank style builds these days, so we'll be seeing if he's kind of splashing into it for a little bit of damage, or if it's actually going to be that demonic race rush.
I've seen him quite a bit, though. That demonic race, I wouldn't
This guy started his Raptors and then he placed a ward.
I mean, I do agree, but I still have seen a lot of...
He's padding. Okay, this is so weird, by the way. Like, this, okay, I know why he's doing this. I'm just gonna say it's a little... It's interesting. Okay, so the reason... So when you start Raptors, the main idea, okay, so like for anyone to know, is like you do this. I mean, maybe you do your red, but like Raptors, Krugs, red, path up here, get these, get this, and then you go back because your second Raptor spawns, and he'll actually land on bot side to be with them to get them the first reset, right? The only bad thing about this pathing is that if you take too much damage as a dual lane versus them, this kind of makes this pathing bad by him. So as long as this goes the way they think it's gonna go, it's good. So we're just gonna look out to see how does Kalista and Renata deal with Caitlyn Lux. How good is Elk on Caitlyn Lux?
I still like it in a way because there is so much frontline damage to be poked down with the demonic race as you try to take space, but shouldn't let starts taking a lot of that. I think the tank shred is going to be tough in the early stages until Xiao who gets a little bit later in. Yeah, I still think it's not fully necessary, but I can kind of see an angle as well. Is right finding that bot side for on. Yeah. You have a good control now.
And Elk was actually able to hit the key right before it.
Not easy. Especially because their range is dog shit, so they get outranged in two ways. They are game. It was a flash for flash, so he flashed for Lux to sums. Down 10 CS though. Interesting, Maokai didn't cross back. So typically you would cross back, but it seems like Maokai is just going to take his buy. And he can't really go through mid, I guess, in the end, because like if he crosses here, it kind of like just negates what he can do. He'll just get isolated and stopped here. His Azir does not have push. If his Azir had push, then he actually could cross, but since he doesn't, he can't. So the end result is that he needs to go base. If he, doesn't touch Rugs, because it could likely be warded. Gets revealed now. And now he's fishing for his bot's reset at the cost of losing his Raptors, which is the downside of starting your Raptors is it spawns so early that, it becomes a play And the thing is, if this revealed, Xiaohu knows that this guy's on his right, so he just has to make sure he's not in a position. It looks like he got flashed on. Ooh, he got flashed on, and somehow it worked. And then somehow On is dying. Oh god. Okay, well, I'm gonna say right now, Lux should never die after what happened, but he did. Oh man, I mean, it's just like, you know, you're not. How can I say this? When you're playing these enchanters, a lot of people will say, "Oh man, you're playing like Karma, you're playing whatever. Like this game, champ's so easy. The wonder why you have such a high win rate. It's much like engaged champs are harder to a degree. Like when it comes to enchanter versus enchanter, you gotta be pretty damn good with like your spells and your spacing. Those are like the big things. And you'll notice like it's really noticeable when like a support player does not know how to do that well. It's really noticeable, which is why you have literally some guys who can only play enchanters because they don't understand how to play engaged champs. The timings, they're like having patience, letting things play out. And then there's because like literally in the end, like most of the time you'll use like 3 spells and they're not even hard to use. It's just like where, when, and how. An enchanter needs to aim. You need to be very mindful of your spell CDs, how you move, where you position because you're more fragile. There's a lot more things to it. And, you know, the whole point is that you get a lead in lane. So, yeah, you can't just throw out your E for fun. Even if you're looking to cancel, like, you have to kind of register whether it might put you in a risk or not. He did it, so he died. Oh, my back.
As long as you got that control, you're fine. But I think they need to try and get away with all the little bit here. Just to see if they can get another flash bird on L or anything like that just before the next, before they try and go for Dragon. I don't think they're going to go for this here. I think it's more of a case again of trying to get vision control on the.
So now the wave, like, now keep in mind, because they got that kill on Lux, and then because the way Maokai path did put his, like, his bot lane at risk, but they managed to kind of pull it off, they recovered. And this is so bad for Caitlyn and Lux. Like, even the Jace mid is, like, kind of losing. And the comp of WBG is way better. Way better. So, I mean, oh, fuck me. Fuck me, dude. Like, what do you do? I don't know what you do. Like, so these guys killed him. Maokai finished his camps, he based. You know, Jun, he's on the map too at the same time, but naturally because this guy has bot push and because they killed this guy bot lane, let's see. They're on wave first, right? Like, Caitlyn had to base second. So since she had to base second, they're on the wave first, they get the bot push, right? They get this bot push, and then because this guy cleared his camps already, he's going to come here. He's going to get the crab. They're going to get bot control. What does this comp actually do if it doesn't have control? Nothing. Like, that's why they picked... Like, this is why, like, when you fall behind in the pacing, it's so demoralizing. When you're ahead, it's like, okay, we come back bot, you're here, boom, boom. Okay, we're back bot, we're here, boom, boom, right? But when you're behind, it's like, oh shit, we gotta catch. It's really hard to fight out because our champs are not actually as good at fighting out and forcing situations. It's only really good when we can just keep, like, the momentum going. So, like, that's why, like, Caitlyn Lux, when they get ahead, like, yeah, they snowball pretty hard. But when they're, like, even state, like, fucking bad. So this guy's level 5. And he's like, okay, we got full control. I'm gonna go do a camp. Oh, I'm level 6. Great. Herald's coming up in 15 minutes, but it's not the end of the world. We can just Dragon Stack. No problem. And he's keeping this, like, shit on lock, which is great. These guys walk out, and look, they both have flashes. I want to be honest, you probably don't think this is going to turn out too bad. Ideally, the Lux eats it, or, like, actually, no, not even Lux eats it, because he just has to cleanse. Why does he get hit by it still?
But it's not going to be enough just yet to further
My
facilitate
God.
their lives. And here they
And why does he throw his Q that way?
a champion who has an aggro dropping through the pants to further
He just has to
facilitate
hold his
their
Q. Like, he's trying to throw it at this guy, but this guy will insta-cleanse it anyways. So you have to hold your Q. He needs to cleanse it. He walked this way and then back in. He needs to just run this way. He would not have been caught. Now he has Q. Now he can throw Q on these guys that are approaching. This guy played it terrible. This guy played it about as best as he could, even though he never should be in that situation in the first place.
But it's not going to be enough just yet.
And they both die. The worst situation, they both die. No, they both die. What can I say? What can I say? Let there be light. Yeah, they lost Herald. That's expected. Not a big deal. Yes, Casante's up in CS. Makes sense. The champion is a lot easier to just trade with in the beginning of the game compared to Ornn. And then Ornn will actually start doing some shit, which is then pretty sweet, but... Whew, way. Ooh. Fucking well played, man. And keep in mind, these guys, look what they did. So the Caitlyn and the Lux, where were they? They took the mid wave, and now in theory they should go back bot, but they stay mid, and then they rotate. So they're sending 4 members topside to take over, right? Take over. Like basically they're taking a needle and injecting the gold, the plates topside, because they can't fix bot lane anymore. It's unfixable. This is the easiest way to do it, is to send the duo topside, Herald, and eat these plates for them, and they're gonna lose bot. This is lost. That is they already know that, but they have Herald. They can do it faster, and then this hopefully is enough to like surge these guys up, right? Well, you know, they're slower naturally, and then you're playing on this here. You don't get this kill. If they get this kill, it's really good. They don't get the kill. And now they have to get the wave, but guess what? They have to go around still, so now they have to go around. They stop the Shy. Who gives a shit? I think he's gonna Ornn ulti. Yeah, he's gonna Ornn ulti the wave. They're slowing this down. They stall. You're fucked. That's it. That is the game right then and there. Like, the fact they were able to stall this out so much. It's rough. It's really rough. Yeah, they didn't get the whole turret. They got 3 plates. Well played by W, because keep in mind, if they took this turret like 1 or 2 waves sooner, and then they could be bot before they lose too much on bot side even. It's a good rebound play. Now, it's still a decent rebound play. Like, I shouldn't really say, like, I can kind of overemphasize, like, situations still, like, oh, the game's over because, like, they didn't do this fast enough. It's not true, technically, but it's, like, it's just rough. Like, it just feels bad because you need to be quicker. Like, you have, like, you're on the clock. Like, you're very much on the clock, so you need to get shit going. Every minute you waste, every wave you waste, you're just getting closer to the fact that, like, you're gonna hit a situation where, yeah, an Ornn R, Maokai R, Renata R coming all at you. What the fuck do you do? Nothing. Unless you can get enough damage down.
Almost up to the demonic embrace there on Weiwei's Maokai as well. You can see he's got the components Chucky to be able to put together, and that's going to create a more frustrating scenario. Weibo already will be the first one to objective. Weibo are the ones who could force BLG to check into them. Having saplings waiting around in all these rushes will be a nightmare to navigate for BLG. It's Weibo already starting up the second trade of the game here for themselves, and it doesn't look like BLG's got anything to respond to.
I mean, heavy response to the
Alright.
at this point in the game. Like, she is so incredibly strong. I think BLG do the right call to say, look, can't really contest it.
So we're probably gonna AFK for 5 minutes, because I highly doubt BLG's actually gonna make a play. And we'll see how the 3rd dragon goes. She has no flash for fucking dragon now. She has to be like way back when they contest that. Zera's first to shift up. Get Herald. But the thing is, Azir shifted up, and so the outcome is that Jace gets to hit bot. Not the worst. Again, I'm okay. Honestly, if I'm BLG, I'm okay for them getting Herald at the cost of me being able to actually, or at the return trade of me being able to push out bot, take frogs, like, inject your Jace with gold, inject your Caitlyn with gold, get them a little bit closer to where they can actually beat threats. Maybe it's fine, you know? And the Jace will be pivotal. Like, if the Jace is unable to get it, it's really bad. Great by Ben, you know, he picks up a kill. We'll just blame it on the Shy in the end. Ooh. I mean, when is Dragon? 2 minutes? Okay, it's good timing. So you don't want to do this like a minute before Dragon, because then you don't have ultis and it's pretty bad. This one is like, again, it's 2 minutes prior, so it's perfectly fine. The ultis will come back up. These guys are just kind of like hitting it. I mean, they're just hitting it because Jace pushed out bot deep. Honestly, I would have preferred him just going bot. Like, I know they want to like hit mid, but you might as well just like use the mid push and then have Sejuani lean into bot side quick. Because imagine if Seju like went down here and they're kind of faking the push, so they get this push and then Jace is here. You might catch him. You already have a ward here too. You catch him, huge, man. Like, you get a kill there with the kill up here, you're actually back in business. But they're just, like, 4-manny mid. Like, I'm not entirely sure why. And, you know, this shit comes down, and like, he has to eat it. Like, unfortunately, Sejuani needs to just sit here and eat it, so this guy can run out. Look! Again, like, I feel like these guys have no idea how to play against Maokai, or like their way of playing around Maokai is bad. And technically, if you're scouting and you identified this, fucking props to you, man. Like, 'cause some teams actually are really terrible at like dealing with Mawar and lining up. So they both get hit. Obviously, this guy's just fucked because he doesn't have flash, so he dies. Lose his flash. And that's it. But again, you know, like, now the Sejuani has no flash. You burn no flashes of your own. And now you play for Dragon. And so now this contest is going to be really hard for Sejuani. So, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like just too many tempted random plays. So, like, they're clearly... Actually, it's not clear. I was going to say they're clearly giving up on Dragon, but Dragon still has a minute. So where's the Shy in this? So the Shy is here. He's pushing one more wave, and these guys actually full-on ran top. That was smart. That was a good heads-up play, because... Yeah, they technically... What was the initiative on the map? So, Sejuani can base and get back. Luxor is already going to be back sooner than Renata. Caitlyn technically needs to find a base. Well, actually, technically not. If she doesn't have a full item, probably doesn't matter. And then Cassante freed himself. It's pretty good, actually, because they could try to keep control of this now with Jace, right? Like, they could control this with Jace, and have the best setup possible for Dragon. Oh, but the thing is that it's bad. I lied, it's bad. Because to me, I'm like, man, that's pretty smart. Like, they actually just ran straight up here for a quick pick, knowing this guy's probably going to push out. But the thing is, he has 38 seconds on his death timer, and he has TP. Did they use any ultis? They used Caitlyn. They used this. You can't fight for it. So, in the end, you're kind of accepting that, like, we're not going to fight for the third dragon. Oh, they didn't use it. Oh, thank God. Okay, so it was actually still in CD. I thought they used it. So, not the worst, but...
Playing at his best.
15 seconds till the third Drake of the game.
Let's just see.
Have already gone the way of Weibo. If they can get earthed of it, you still don't have the fully of the ultimate. Goes right between two. Lux laser flies out.
Okay, I'm just gonna say right now that if I'm Ornn, I'm just TPing. Like, I don't care if we lose the top tier 2. Like, it's extremely irrelevant to this game. Just TP. Like, he actually literally could TP here and then just sit here with Ornar, and when they walk here, Done. Done. That's it. I don't really like how the Shy played this like map situation, but whatever. Like they kind of get this like free space to enter, and that's why Light's like in this really weird spot. Does he know this? Like, this guy also has no cleanse, by the way. I just need to see where everyone is. Because they know Ornn has R. This guy needs to fucking man up. This guy needs to sit here. He needs to stop going back and forth. He needs to sit here. Sit his ass here. She's here. Sejuani's here. Caitlyn needs to, like, move up a little bit more. Because these guys are, like, in no man's land. Like, it's, like, not ideal for them to contest this way. Like, he would have to Mao R react, and maybe Renard... Like, if they use these ultis to react to, like, give them space to be in Dragon Pit, they don't win the fight. Or at least it'll be a lot harder. So, I really wish they did more, because, like, if that Chase EQ hits, then this guy's, like, at this HP, and he's fucking done. Like, he actually is done. So, the way, like, again, I would have loved if, like, Ornn was here. Really would have liked if Ornn was here. And my Azir is pushing bot. Because if Ornn's here, Ornn would sit here, and Ornn can actually eat this shit too while they walk in, and then Azir walks up with a bot push, or Azir has to be a sooner, or they literally give up and they all go around and then they sit here. But whatever. Regardless, like, TPs come in. I mean, this is pretty bad by... Yeah. So, you know, I'm just gonna say right now, this was really badly played by WBG. Like, so poorly played. Again, Ornn should already be here, but he's TPing now. Now look, don't commit anymore. At this point, the Ornn's just gonna run out. You're gonna pull the dragon this way, and then you're gonna have your Azir stand here with your Ornn here, and you're gonna chill out. And then you're gonna throw Mawar and enjoy life. That's what you have to do. Look at what they do instead. They get, like, all antsy. They're like, oh my god, we gotta go. And it's like, here comes Mawar. Okay, they're out. Turn around. Now we're like, oh, fuck. Renata R. It's like, no, please. Slow it down. You guys have control. Slow it down. But they don't. And they keep just taking it a step further and a step further. And I knew the second they used Renata R here, I was like, they're gonna fucking lose. Like, 100% WBG are gonna lose this fight. And they did. How do they get out of this? Can they even get out of this? Got 2 kills, and that was definitely a lifesaver. That should not have ended that way, but they failed to get Dragon off that. Oh, fuck, we went straight into another fight. Okay, so we Mao R behind the wall. Everyone's stacked, so it's a 5 stack. No flash. Like, basically 4 people, no flashes. Okay.
Right back into live, right back into a fight. Maokai ulti flies out and Shun's under a lot of pressure. The damage flies into the Sejuani.
Oh, fuck, that's rough. That's really rough. Oh my god, the game actually turned around instantly somehow. What? Show me. Okay, so from what I can tell, everyone kind of knows it's a 5 stack. They're all here. The thing is, if you enter too deep, you have to leave this way, which makes Ornn R incredibly powerful. It makes, like, all their main ultis incredibly powerful. So what we're gonna see is this sapling's gonna hit 2 people, and this shit's gonna start coming. Did he have Ornn R? It's up now. Radiator. Take this guy out. Oh, what the fuck? Look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not Ornn. I mean, he's doing it on ult though. Okay, I didn't see ult there. I thought he just did it on Cassante, and I was like, what the fuck? Ideally, I mean, so you could do it on here. I don't know if it's actually going to translate to anything. This guy also should pop Callista R. But these guys have no flash. So the only reason why I'm like thinking about this is like no flash, 100% dead. But he gets a flash, I guess. Also, it did allow Jace to do enough damage to Maokai, which was kind of spooky. We'll see how this Caitlyn navigates this. I mean, I'm gonna blaze the Shy. He should have fucking used it on the... I'm gonna blame the Shy. That was his fault. 100%. I gotta say, Xiao Hu's playing the Zir not half bad. If he gets out of the pit, and he goes straight back onto Elk, and he's the only reason why this, like, turns around in some sense, because Elk was actually kind of owning the shit out of them.
This is why this team was built. It was built to be a super team, to be able to have international dominance, to be able to make these deep runs in tournaments. But after their performance in the LPL, no one thought it was going to happen, and now coming into the semifinals, they've been doubted. They've been called frauds. They haven't beaten Eastern team. They haven't played the top competition. Their time in the tournament is over. Well, here they are, one game away, potentially minutes away from going to the World Finals.
I mean, it's 2018, 2019 World Champions in both these positions. Wei was denied that opportunity alongside and like to get to the World Champions for a while. Sean wants to go in the shot. He lands the 20 ultimate prep, manages to get through it. They fire off their own counter attack on Weibo. He gets engaged with the barely line. Quick down the kill. Sean all the way to that door.
Fuck, man. The way these teams use their ultis are, like, kind of whack. Not gonna lie. So you're sieging top with a Zir mid, right?
Potentially minutes away from going to the World Finals.
But you don't really siege. You just engage. So like the reality is, once you take this like this wave, now you have someone pit stopped here to take this. You kind of need to wrap back in with a Zir and overtake all this. You know, like you need to take this vision. You might eat some poke, but it is what it is. But if you don't retake it, like this is why it's like kind of awkward, because the Zir is never connecting. Unless he TPs, Zir is never connecting. So they kind of catch the Shy. It's a nice Q. But they also use Seju R to start this. So the Shy gets out. And like, you know, this is like their power of their AoE, right? Like it's a ton of AoE. But did they really need to do this? Not really. I understand why they feel like, oh shit, it might be a play. But the reality is, if you live this, because like you don't need to really do anything. As long as you're fine and don't use spells, he hits. And this is the only... Again, they didn't really do this like setup exactly the way it should go down. But nothing's going to happen up here. You're going to hit mid-turret for free. They have to rotate over to defend. And then that's when you will eat all this space up. And then you have your ultis and then you dive. So the order is wrong on how WBG is doing it. And they even burned Xiao Hu TP to do this. No, I didn't like that.
BLG hold the line with 30 seconds left on the power book. That's going to time out, and BLG prevented Weibo from taking the base. And that is huge against what Weibo have. You can see when you're trying to siege up against a Caitlyn, looks, Jace, how difficult it can be. So for BLG, they bought time, they get the resets in, put another dragon in a minute's time.
Yeah, it's just going to be fight after fight after fight. Yagao now has that last whisper in. We'll see if Elk's going to be going towards LDR.
Not ideal.
There's so much chip and so much poke that feels like getting thrown in that I can see him wanting to go towards the BT as well. But at this point, you just need that damage. And we'll see if they're going to be able to get it. I mean, if you can work towards this down soul, will be really impactful here. Stacking up that additional armor, the additional MR, anything to get towards soul. I think it's huge for either team.
I think you need to try and get this control over your lanes first for Weibo. You can stop BLG from entering river. You're in a much better spot for these like long range engages. If ultimates from Chris, they just keep BLG in check. And that we can see Weibo aggressively fighting for this space. They have control. Dragon in 10. It's going to be hard for BLG to try and crack this.
And you can see the Shy already has his upgraded Ornette in there. It's 14 now, so the upgrades are coming through for the teammates here very shortly. And that is going to make that goldie lag you a little bit. It's that additional scaling event. Extra power that Ornette does bring.
Gargoyle Stoneplate, second fully complete item for Bin. Gives you that massive shield to make the difference in team fights. But there is no team fight. BLG decided to cash in on the extra time they bought themselves and taking the last break. They will surrender this one with Alpine over Weibo. Weibo moves on to Soul Point. BLG will not have the option of letting those go in the future.
And that's massive. For Weibo, they're able to pick up these mountains. Saying like keeping Diago at bay, keeping Elk at bay. When there's so much AD damage on this team, that's such a massive opportunity to turn this round.
That's crazy. I don't know. It's really weird to me to see that WBG had such a good foothold in this game. Their comp is so good, but they're like screwing up certain fights, and obviously they should already have soul at this point. It should be a 26-minute soul for them. And then on BLG's side, there is some actually pretty decent fight looks, and they're at least forcing plays, and like WBG's not really reacting well to it, along with their map play. Not bad.
Yeah, you can see the BLG do have quite a few wards on their side of the top side jungle. They're trying to at least maintain the ability to step up and ward over the wall to check on that Baron bit. But they're going to move in now and try to clear away some of this vision. The Baron will spawn. We'll see if they can get that big ward on the bit.
It does mean that like when you're coming into this, wait, not really in this position before. Sean has been in this position before, and now it might be down to a side.
What do we got?
Focusing the enemy jungler, going all out to take him all the way to the other side of the jungle. Bin will likely die for this, but they get the
Couldn't hit it. If he hit it, it might be doable. But for these guys, like, I'm not really talking too much about what's happening at this point, like, at least with the map play, because it's kind of like going on and off. I mean, he throws Mawar, but Baron's up in 20 seconds, which is pretty bad, and that's why they do it. So, was it BLG who knew? Fuck, was it BLG that knew? I don't remember. I can't remember the game on who played the Maokai in the other game. Oh, it was Weiwei again. Yeah, it was Weiwei again. So this time BLG identifies that, oh, okay, Mawar is gone. That's a big indicator for us to actually mess with this. So they start it. We'll see how it pans out. He takes him out. Yeah, I mean, if he hits the Q on light, actually could be a little spooky, funny enough. So it continues this way. And this is why you don't fish for picks unless you're going to get a kill with an important ability, because it can leave you exposed. We're basically playing for the dragon at this point. Like, it's pretty much what's going on. Just don't fuck around. Ooh, fucking around. You're fucking around.
The Shy has already lost a lot. He's already lost 2/3 of his HP. Shun's staying after him, finds the slow, but no more so far.
Man, the Shy does some really bastardized shit. There's no way. Does this literally lead to them getting this shit? Well, because they have Baron, they're able to get pushed pretty easily. Like, they're able to gain control because they have the power play, which in turn allows them to be able to dictate how the situation goes. But if you're WBG and the champions you have, you actually don't give a shit. The second people show you can activate ultis and fuck with them. But they kind of play it. I mean, the Shy just fucking ruins it. Bin takes this guy out. Dude, no way. No way. No way. Oh my fucking god. No fucking way. Just let this guy do his thing. You have 4 people. How? How does this happen? What the fuck are they doing? Who's even here? It's literally Ornn, Kalista, Renata. You have Cleanse. What is going on? What? Where are my fucking teammates? It looks like Caitlyn used E. I'm not sure why, but she used E. Here comes Ornn. Everyone's running. Fucking man up. Man up! Dude, you guys have to man up. This is crazy. This is so crazy that this can happen. That this guy literally is just here 1v3. That June is here 1v3, and you have Crisp, Light, the Shy contesting, and then Elk and Yagao are both running, and then of course On was looking on like the mid play. But reality is he shouldn't care. Like, let that play out. He needs to be here. That's crazy. I cannot believe they lost the dragon this way. There's just no way. And then they die afterwards, and now the game is basically over. Like, I can zoom ahead, because at this point, like, it's just over.
Through all the doubt, through all the disbelief, will earn their place in the finals.
Crazy.
The haters are silenced as Weibo finds
I can't believe it, man. That's the ending? That was the ending? Holy shit. BLG were actually out teamfighting them. They were getting in better positions. They were identifying some, like, weaknesses to play off of. Elk was playing pretty good. and then you just that's just how it ends. Like Bin actually was like Bin was good. Like out of all the 5 games, that was Bin's best game, and the Bin's best game did not lead to it. Crazy. Wow, that was a lot of talking. That was literally almost 4 hours of straight talking. I'm fucking awesome. But holy shit, I am so done, guys. Look, I am so done. That was 4 hours. That's like exactly what kind of what I want to do as much as I wanted to do. I can't do any more. I'm dying. I'm gonna publish this VOD, upload it. Thanks for watching and peace. Dude, I can't even peace out. What is this stop stream delay thing? Dude, crazy. I hate this. I'm done.